Everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, y'all know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a peace, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, they you might want to get out of Dodge while they eat. Honestly, they can smell the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind after eating.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather. I'm the kingpin.
What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, we trying to pull up this Errol Spence Jr. post. Hold on for a second. You know, this damn stream, y'all don't be bullshitting. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so, you know, EJ, you know, he put out a tweet, you know, answering your boy Keyshawn, you know, because of what Keyshawn said last week, you know, about, you know, Terrence Crawford, you know, he all that and, you know, and this kind of thing, you know. So, you know, EJ, he gonna take his time, he gonna clap back, you know. And he had more to say than this. He said shit is happening, next is all you need to know. So, you know, basically the way I took it, he was sitting, you know, kind of like just sitting him down at the little boy table because right now he hasn't done shit in the division, you know. And he said also, I don't need to lie to you. He said, I don't throw shade. I don't throw shade. Your little cheerleading ass going to be heartbroken when I put that boy dick in the dirt. And, you know, that's classic EJ. Nobody could put it the way, you know what I'm saying, EJ like to put it out there, just straightforward, no chaser. What's going on, Don Spansky? What's going on, Yolanda? You know what I'm saying? So I just thought, you know what I'm saying, EJ was good to hear something from him, you know what I mean? You know, because he's trying to stay quiet so he don't rattle the cage of Terrence Crawford. So he have an excuse to get the hell up on out of this fight. But, you know, EJ, you know, he's not going to let this slide, you know what I'm saying little stuff about him. And, you know what I'm saying, Keyshawn, once again, trying to get his name. I mean, I don't blame him, you know what I'm saying? He's an up-and-coming fighter, but in my opinion, you got to fight somebody first, bro. You can't just start talking shit off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Until you beat a name or something. You know what I'm saying? Beat somebody first before you start talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You got to go out there. I mean, I could see he got talent, and I could see he's going to be one of the dudes in the future that we all looking forward to seeing. But you can't just start attacking the dudes who are already up there with 3 belts. People, you know, people who are already proven to beat somebody like EJ. You know what I'm saying? He's fought all the champions at 147 except for Terrence Crawford. And just because you ride for Terrence Crawford, you can't be, what I'm saying, talking crap like, you on his level or something. He's an elder. Gotta respect your elders. And this is EJ just checking them. Hey man, all you need to know is that the fight is next. You know what I'm saying? And just letting them know, hey, you at the little table, son. Just wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, King Judah?
What's going on, brother? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, I got these new headphones, man. But yeah, I was checking it out. I was listening to what you was just saying. I agree with everything, brother. But the whole Keyshawn Davis thing, bro. I mean, he almost like a Black Cobb, except he actually has skills to back it up. You know what I'm saying? He likes to talk. I can tell that he not trying to be an asshole, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing fake about it. I can tell it's all genuine. I can tell that
Hmm.
when he think about something, it just comes out. So I respect it. You know what I'm saying? When I meet people like that, I don't hold that against you because I know you're the type of person when you have something to say, you say it.
Right.
But at the same time, like you said, man, you got to stay in your lane, bro. Because I believe even in the new generation, I don't put Keyshawn too high up there, bro. Like I think he can beat people like I think he'll beat Chris Colbert, but I
Hmm.
don't see him beating. I have Frank Martin beating him,
Hmm.
Um, I, I have a lot of those young guys beating Keyshawn. I don't think he's the best or even top two in his generation. Because I
Right.
think Shushu, that guy Shushu, he a little smaller, but eventually they probably all gonna be in the same weight class at some point.
Hmm.
So I see Shushu beating him also. He doing a lot of talking, but I think I heard somebody else say that Keyshawn kind of backtracking because he overstepped his bounds. He kind of backtracking off that. He letting Crawford do all the responding, which he should. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and back up off there because that was never your fight anyway.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially,
Yeah.
with him having a relationship with EJ, he should know that's the last dude he can come at like that. You know what I'm saying? When you know somebody like I know you or I know Hustler Holmes. What's going on, Hustler Holmes? I know I can't come at you like that. You know what I'm saying? I was just
I
about to
didn't know
come to
that.
you. Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't
Go
know
ahead.
they knew. I didn't know they knew each other. I didn't know Keyshawn knew Errol Spence though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know they had a history or nothing like that. Um,
Yeah.
so that's new to me. I didn't know that.
Hmm. What's the Nebraskan assassin said the new generation. He said Frank Martin is almost 30. He might be almost 30, but you know what I'm saying, when it comes to boxing, you know what I'm saying, his name ain't up there
Yeah,
yet. You see what I'm saying? So, man, we always
yeah.
got
He
to
one
try
of
try
he
to
one of
keep
the
it
new
real,
guys.
bro. Let's not try to
Yeah,
take, the negative aspect. Let's just like I always try to like keep it real on here. Even though, I push for certain fighters, I always try to keep it real about what's up. Hustler Holmes,
yeah.
man, I was just about to go to you. Hmm. Go ahead,
Yeah, that's like
King.
that's like in football. That's like in football, man. Let's say you got this guy who had all kind of skill, but for whatever reason he didn't get signed out of college. He didn't get drafted or whatever, but he stuck with it. This dude done turned 34 and he finally got drafted to the NFL. If the quarterback before him go down and he become a starter, is he not still a rookie?
Hmm.
He's still a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Frank Martin. Just because that guy is older, he's 34 years old. You just go to the NFL. Your first season is still your rookie season.
Right. Yeah, you could be 35-year
That's,
old freshman. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know. So, but Frank, I think that would be a dangerous fight. That's why I think it wouldn't happen for Keyshawn to fight somebody like a Frank Martin. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't beat him, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
this early in his career, I don't think they want to put him in there with somebody as competitive and somebody as sharp and dangerous as Frank Martin, because he could very well lose, especially having been 10 rounds yet. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still doing like 8 rounders or something like that. Frank Martin, he'd have been 10 rounders about four fights now. He's been into the 10 rounders and stuff. So I don't even think Frank Martin done a 12 round fight yet. So, they still
Right.
kind of early in their career and they still kind of developing. But you can already see that's going to be a good fight between those two because they highly skilled. Keyshawn got a little bit more, pizzazz because, Frankie, he's just kind of humble. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit more humble, you know what I'm saying, with his. And but I would love to see that matchup, you know what I'm saying, once Keyshawn get his boxing acumen up as far as rounds and stuff like
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's gonna be, the shit right there. What's going on, Jay Smith? What's going on, Astral Atmosphere, and what's going on, PGH Big Dog? What's going on, my brother? Yeah, he says, yeah, Keyshawn and Errol got pics together in the gym. Yeah, I got it. I think I put it on one of my videos, and he says they really like his older brothers going at it. Yeah, same with Shakur too, because Shakur he knows EJ too. So Astral Atmosphere says Bud's gonna put hands on Bud so bad. I don't think Errol been hit so fast, hard, and knowing what punch Bud's gonna throw. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
We got to see
the
it.
thing, look, man, let me tell you something. EJ ain't got to know what punch Bud gonna throw because he gonna be putting so much pressure on Bud. All Bud gonna be able to do is counter whenever he can. It's
Yeah.
not like Bud gonna have time to sit back and then playing what punches he throwing and set things up. No, he gonna be on the back foot throwing punches whenever he can. That's what he gonna be doing.
hmm But see, they don't take into account EJ defense is better than Bud's.
Right.
Bud defense is more athletic, moving his feet, you know what I'm saying, punching at angles and you know what I'm saying, being able to get out of there at an angle that you can't hit him, you know what I'm saying, and using his speed and his feet. See, you know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes he block punches, you know what I'm saying, but usually because he got such great reach and great athletic ability, he don't have to, like really worry about it. But see, he's 35, and he's fighting somebody who can like really move with him, even though they say EJ can't. But I think they see the difference. Saying you fight another athletic fighter who put the pressure on you and come in, he's willing to take the punches. To give a punch, and that's going to be the difference. I think. Was it
Hey,
Eli
but what
Peters
about
TV? What's say, King?
okay?
What's say, King?
I was just about to say a lot of people not paying attention. Yeah, a lot of people not paying attention to Errol Spence energy. But this dude, when they asked Errol Spence about Mikey Garcia, they asked him, was he gonna get the knockout? He said, "I'm not sure. I'm just gonna win the fight however I can." And I think it was another fight they asked him about, and that was his answer. Man, when EJ tell you he gonna put you in the dirt, but like you got to pick. But EJ just don't. He don't just talk. Like that dude coming in there to hurt Terrence Crawford, but like EJ don't just they got some fighters who say I'm gonna get a knockout every single fight. That's just what they say. EJ not that type of fighter. If
Mm,
he don't know if he gonna get a stoppage, he not gonna say he gonna get a stoppage. That's like right before he fought Ugas, he told us he was going for a stoppage, and he got one.
yeah.
So he telling us he going for a stoppage on Terrence Crawford. But I'm telling you, bro, people not paying attention to this dude energy, bro. He is going in there to hurt this dude.
Right, right, right. So, I mean, but he knew what he was working with. He knew he was coming off a fat camp. So, EJ, he's gonna always try for the knockout, but if he can't do it, he can't do it, depending on what kind of condition he in. And it's not required to get a knockout all the time when you're out there, long as you win. Isn't that what Floyd said? Isn't that his philosophy? You know what I'm saying? As long as you go out there and you get the W. And
Yeah,
so it is what it is. Just because you're a special fighter don't mean you're gonna get the knockout all the time. And then you fighting somebody who's trying to survive. You fighting a four division champion who's trying to survive and stuff. So they know all this stuff. So it's just something a knock to say. Hold on, let me see. Let me see where. Let me see where you go. There you go, bro. Okay. So yeah, so that's all that is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just a knock. something against EJ, because he got a lot of detractors. And, I don't know why people hate on brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because, especially when they up and coming, they hated on Floyd like that. They hated on Roy like that. You know what I'm saying? You always have a segment of the black community, you know what I'm saying, that's going to hate on some of the best boxers. I don't hate on Bud. I just hate the way he moves, you know what I'm saying? I don't see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want him to have more fight spirit. And I'm not talking about in the ring. I'm talking about outside the ring. The way he went. You remember how he was acting with Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Outside the ring. That's that kind of shit I want to see from Bud with EJ. Because he went to
yeah.
Benavidez training, and he was talking shit. He was right there outside while he was practicing. And so he was talking shit to Benavidez. And I said, man, that's a fighter right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Bud, that's a fight. He wasn't acting like no clown. You know what I'm saying? He was just dead
Yeah.
serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Hey,
all we want from him.
I'm gonna tell you what I think the hate came from. But when I pay attention, but people didn't hate on Errol Spence at first. I mean, the other fighters built him, but as far as fans go, people wasn't. I'm gonna tell you how sad this is. People didn't start hating on Errol Spence until after that action. I'm gonna tell you why, fool. When he got hurt, all of us, nobody knew what was gonna happen. We didn't know if Errol Spence was gonna come back the same. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know if that was the end for him because all we know is he got through from a Ferrari. So there had a lot of people saying, he never coming back, or when he do come back, he not gonna be the same. I'm telling you, but all EJ haters came, them the same people who verbally expressed that they felt like he wasn't gonna be the same or he wasn't coming back. And now that he came back and he's still undefeated and getting stoppages, but it's a self-conscious hate because they know you hated on him while he was hurt, and you said he was never gonna be able to do the things he's doing right now. But some people built like that. They can't admit that they was wrong, so they just gonna continue to hate him.
Hmm.
That's what
What's
I think.
going on? What's going on, Mark Morgan? Mark Morgan, reason I'm doing the live today. He wanted me to he hit me up. He said you should go live. So what you got on this, Mark?
Hey man, I'm gonna say this: what we see and what we know, Spence usually don't open his mouth until he knows something, or him trying to say something without saying it. With him speaking right now, lets me know everything is damn near done. The man want
Hmm.
we all Pool. We all knew he wanted it. We wasn't questioning that, but
Right.
with him coming out saying something, because think about it, Keyshawn said this a couple days ago.
Hmm. Wait, no, he
So
said that like last week, something like that.
yeah. So I'm saying. So what Earl's saying this now lets me know we done got a step further into what's going on. Like Earl say, with your cheerleading ass. And you can go find pictures and videos of before Keyshawn signed with them. Shit, he on Errol Jock. Oh yeah, he this, he that, blah, 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 all in pictures and shit. But now he with Team Crawford. And don't get me wrong, you gotta pick a side. I understand that to a degree. I ain't gonna front. But I look at it as with Earl making that post is letting the world know this shit is really what it is, and they getting down to business on both sides. That's how I look at it on that end.
Now my thing is, I think it's a Bud Crawford, the way he run things, the way if you're gonna be around Bud Crawford, you got to be on his team or you're against him type situation. And I think when you around him, he wants to know that you 100% loyal. And I think that was Keyshawn way to let, what I'm saying, Bud know that he was, 100% on his side. So there's no, what I'm saying, there's no confusion as to his loyalties, you know what I'm saying?
No,
And
you 100%
mm,
right, because that's Bud. See, and
mhm.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's gonna be Bud in this fight. That's gonna be Bud's downfall. Everything that Bud been letting everybody around him do gonna be his downfall in this fight. Because if you don't dick ride Bud, he doesn't feel you got his back. Even in the Max Kellerman interview that time when Max
Yeah,
Kellerman, well, I
yeah,
was told, everybody around us think you're one of the best switch hitters ever. Oh, so
right.
you don't think
In
I'm the best?
ever. No, Max
They
said
already
in
said the
history.
best. Yeah, they already said he one of the best ever. For you to even
Right.
be mentioned with one of the best ever should be a big enough compliment. You're saying I'm not the best,
You're a
bro?
hater.
Like, come on, that's just diva shit. Everything
He said
about
you a
Bud is
hater.
just diva shit. You see what I'm saying? That's some diva shit. You a hater if you think like, come on, bro. Like, dog. So what I'm saying is, everything that Bud has been through on that level can really hurt him for this fight, because everybody, like even with Bomac, Terrence, do this if you think so, or if you see fit, or just do what you're doing. Nah, bro, he got too many people around. He got too many yes mans in his stable. You get what I'm saying? What was the first thing you heard Derrick James say about Earl? I'm not a fan of Earl. I'm his coach. He telling him what to do. When shit get rough, he telling him what to do. The sad part is when motherfucking Terrence get out there in the ocean and he out there in that goddamn 100 deep feet water, and he ain't got nobody coaching him or training him, and he going off just natural instinct and all that. I don't care how good you are. Everybody needs a coach in certain times. We can get away with it. Just like in like basketball. If you playing against a team that suck, your coach ain't got to say shit. Y'all good enough to already beat them by yourself. But when y'all playing a team just as talented or better, not everything matters.
Mm-hmm. Eli Peters TV says, told that motherfucker to relax. He said, they in negotiation asked if it's going down. All these YouTubers jumped the gun. Failing Errol a duck. He says failing Errol's a duck. He said Bud is going to pay dearly when he can, I guess, get in that ring. And that's true, man. You know what I'm saying? So they, because EJ, he just build this stuff up. He got like a little bulletin board. He put all this stuff up that he sees. And, you know what I'm saying? He's just training. He's just using it for fuel. And, it is what it is. Eric Johnson, what's going on? He says EJ's on a mission. He says, he said he coming for Bud. And Astral Atmosphere says, Bud's a push. He said, Bud, push Errol back, bro. EJ can't walk through everything. We got to see, bro. That's why we want to see it. He said, let me catch. I think I got a super sticker. Let me get that super sticker first. Get that out of the way. But thank you, Yolanda, for that 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. Okay, go ahead, Marcus.
No, but like you said, bro, Bud is really a diva, though, bro. And the thing is, he's so good of a fighter. It's sad because he don't need to be. You see what I'm saying? Like we was talking yesterday. The shit that Bud let his entire team do, from Bernie, the boxer, Bomac, his sister, I really ain't never heard anything about his mom, but his sister and wife and all them. Like, when it come to business, people want to handle business in a business form. You get what I mean? They don't want you letting everybody know what's going on. And if that's the case, they could have had this shit publicly. It's the reason why they say talk behind closed doors. And then Bernie, I talked to the kid, and the kid said, I could say this, I could say that, and I could say this. But they had the camera in the kid face at the fight, at Keyshawn fight, and the kid didn't have shit to say. Actually, the kid told everybody, don't ask me about my fight. But he won as soon as he leave there, Bernie the boxer making a video the next day. That's whole shit. I'm sorry. I'm not saying Bud is one. I'm saying as in the type of stuff that is. Because you had the camera in your face to tell the world whatever you wanted to, but you don't. But then you have your guard dog, Bernie, do a whole video about this and that when you could have told the world everything that you wanted them to know. What's going right? What's going wrong? Blase, blah. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for Terrence Crawford because, let me say something, bro. It takes a strong man within himself to have 1,000 words he want to say, but he says nothing. That's a strong man, bro.
Yes,
I say that to say this. When it's time to fight, like Earl Boy said, Jay Isom said, when that bell ring and you inside that square circle, your partners, your sisters, and your cousins and all them can't save you. I'm telling you, Earl is about to really hurt this boy. It might not even be a rematch. He's about to really hurt this boy. You think he breaking orbitals and shit? I'm going to tell you this. Let me say something, bro. Let me add to what I'm saying. I'm sorry. When Earl was breaking orbital bones, right? That shit was just happening, Pool. It was just happening. Now, this fight, He's out to make shit happen. He's out to purposely break your shit. It's a difference. Now he done got the name floating around, the eye collector and all that. Now he's about to purposely hurt Bud. I'm telling you what I know. And the sad part is, if Bud hit Earl with something clean and it don't hurt him, he's dead. He's dead. If you hit him with something clean and it ain't nothing, he's dead, bro. He gonna hurt that boy, man.
Yeah, I think all of this taking a toll, you know what I'm saying, for EJ, man. I think he really, really wants to hurt Crawford. And I think he just can't wait, you know what I'm saying? He's been being quiet. He's been, I think he's studying, doing his, due diligence on Crawford, because he's a crafty dude, he's a tricky guy. And, Errol do make mistakes in the ring. So, I think he's trying to make sure he tighten up on that defense. So, he can limit his mistakes and, make sure, what I'm saying? I think he's just like, because to me, EJ is like a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? He's a real perfectionist. And I think he's like really, taking out those errors, in his game that he had with Ugas. And I think he's just concentrating, you know what I'm saying, on his defense, and that's all he really got to do, you know what I'm saying, to really, because he's already got a higher work rate, and he already know what he's going to do. He got Derek James. He got a better coaching team, because I think Derek James.
I was about to say something. I'm gonna let you ride. I got to say something on the end of this, bro. And you're gonna be like, man, I ain't think about that.
You know what I'm saying? Derek James, you know what I'm saying? He's, he's already, he's got a fresh, what's cool about Derek James is he don't watch so much boxing that he get, you know what I'm saying, that he don't get overwhelmed, that, he always has a fresh eye, because he's always looking at the situation, like he hasn't been like watching Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He'll watch him so he can get with a fresh eye and pick him apart, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't, like he said, when he fought Kell Brook, he didn't just study tape after tape of Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying? It's like when they got to fight, he stopped watching Kell Brook. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because, you don't want to overthink it. You know what I'm saying?
You just said I hope they listening to what you just said, bro. You just dropped so many jewels, and the people in the chat probably didn't catch that. It's an actual saying called, if you study long, you study wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, everything is new to the eye when you taking time to watch it when it matters. But if I don't watch you, I don't watch the 100 hours and 1,200 hours of you fighting and this and that, I'm bound to miss something. You see what I mean? But when I'm studying from the first hand, all those notes are more valid because they're up to date with what we're doing today, not me trying to backtrack and think what I saw. But being you said something about the coaches, man, Earl, man, I'm telling you, Earl and Derek, like goddamn it, Jordan and Phil, cuz Jordan and Phil, bro. Like this, that chemistry is different. Like they read each other. Like you don't never hear Derek snapping on him in the corner. Even when he got hit by Ugas, when Ugas didn't hear the ref and all that, and he hit him twice, all that, when he went back to get his mouthpiece. Man, Derek James was just as calm as can be. All right, man, keep your hands up. Hey, watch what you're doing now. You good? It's simple because, hey, listen, I know what my fighter is capable of. You see what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford. And this is what I wanted to say when we were talking about the coaches, right? Don't be surprised, because the biggest reason why Errol and Blu-ray fell off, I mean, they still was cool outside of the fight, but the reason why they fell off publicly was because it was murmured that Blu-ray talked too much. And not like in a negative way, but just on some, I'm training Earl, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But if you pay attention, we ain't really heard from Blu-ray talking about no fights for real. Don't be surprised if don't be surprised if Blu-ray and Earl ain't teamed back up for this fight, because even months ago, right after the Ugas fight, Blu-ray did a video saying, I think for sure he'll bring me back for the Bud fight, because we had kind of talked about it, blah, this and that, and he'll need to be full prepared for what's going down. I'm going to tell you this, what Earl already can do by himself and what Earl can do with Derek James, if you add Blu-ray to that list, bro, I'm telling you, he's going to stop Bud in tremendous fashion. I'm talking about hurt him. The same way we saw Sean Porter dad throw the towel in, watch Bomac throw the towel in, because Bomac's going to do that to where it don't fall on Terrence. It's going to be, y'all got to blame me. Terrence may have been able to keep going, but I stopped the fight. Watch what I'm telling you. Either he going to drop him and stop him, or it's going to be Blu-ray throwing in the towel. I mean, not Blu-ray. It's going to be Bomac throwing in the towel. I'm telling you, this ain't going 12. This is not going 12. And Bud start off so damn slow to where it definitely ain't going 12. Because by the time he's going to be forced to fight. Because by the time he really turned it up, you already down, goddamn it, 5 rounds to 1. So now you heading into the 7th round and you only won 1 damn round. Earl ain't gonna let you sit back and try to pick pop and all this. Even Kenny Porter just did an interview the other day, and he said what we've been saying the whole time, Poole. Man, if we would have just got to Sean that fought Errol, man, I just think it would be a different matchup. We might not even be seeing the Earl versus Terrence Bud Crawford right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think Kenny's so adamant about picking Earl and talking about how good Earl is? Because he was talking about Earl again in that interview. Oh yeah, I got to ride with Earl, this and that. You know why he's so adamant about it? Because he knows if the right Sean would have been focused, they beat the shit out of Terrence Crawford. Literally.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
He knows this. Go ahead.
Oh, what's going on, 3 Pumps, man? What's going on, grown man? You should have that wrench now. What's going on, Jay Smith? You know what I'm saying? What's happening, fellas? I just wanted to holler at y'all. What's going on, T_20? You know what I'm saying? Just holler at my people, you know what I'm saying? You know. So I think the wrenches are all out there. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be doing. Mill Lanes, and you need to get a wrench, you know what I'm saying? He be here all the time. Let's see, Darren Johnson. I'm wrenching up my people, man. So yeah, man, I mean, it's just good to hear from him. You never know, what I'm saying, what he up to, you know what I'm saying, what these guys are up to. I know EJ, he just tired, you know what I'm saying, of all the back and forth. He just ready for the fight. Somebody was talking about Ruiz and Ugas, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a horrible fight, bro. I don't even want to talk about that. I think that's a horrible fight. I don't think Ruiz, that's a horrible fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to talk about that fight,
Hey, but peek this though. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
All right, Paul. Now look, right? Bud has never had to come out. We don't know. Listen, we don't know what Bud gas tank like. That's what people keep overlooking. We don't know we don't know how thick and how heavy that gas tank is, bro. Because he was always able to preserve himself. As in, I'm not going to even start truly fighting into the 5th round. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody put his back against the wall to where he has to burn that energy. He has to run them miles out that tank. We ain't never seen Bud he ain't never needed an oil change in that fight because he's able to fight so late into the thing. Like I say, he preserved himself. But
how
with Earl,
how you say this name, man? I can't. A reason I skip right here.
Asante?
Asante L. What's going on, Asante L? I be seeing you, bro. I just don't be wanting to mess up your name, Asante L. Okay, Asante. What's going on, Laurice Staten? What's going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I don't mess up your name, bro. That's why if I skip you, it's because I don't probably want to say your name or mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So, well, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good, bro. We rocking. Like, we rocking. But again, we don't know what Bud gas tank like. And that's what people keep overlooking. It's 2 things, 2 big things. Bud ain't never fought under them French fry lights. As in stadium sold out, and like stadium sold out under them French fry lights. He ain't never fought no big fights like that.
What
he
it
never
is,
fought no big fights
what
like
it
that.
is, what it
that
is,
right there,
bro.
that right there could hurt your stomach. That right there give you the bubble guts.
Well, what it is for me is he never fought a opponent that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Everybody he fought, he was levels above them, and so therefore he went into the fight with a certain amount of confidence. You know what I'm saying? And see, he's fighting somebody now. He don't know he could beat him or not. You know what I'm saying? He may feel like he got more skills than EJ, but he don't know if he, can absorb what EJ could dish out. And he sees the hunger in EJ. You know what I'm saying? Before, he saw EJ, he wasn't really, he wasn't really locked in and he wasn't taking the sport seriously when he fought Mikey Garcia. when he fought Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? He just used his athletic ability and he just used his willpower to win those fights. But now, you know what I'm saying, with him locked in, you know, getting a nutritionist, spending his money, you know what I'm saying, doing the right things, keeping his weight
Scary,
down. So
scary.
now, and then he saw the performance with Ugas. He knows he's locked in, back working on his craft. So now, you know what I'm saying, I think Bud is like looking at it like, you know what I'm saying, this dude is on another level. Not that Bud is scared, but that now he knows that he's dealing with a fighter that's focused. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was adding to what you're saying because you're hitting everything spot on. But like we said, you should have caught the Errol that was still in the club, my boy. That's who you should have fought. You should have
Mm-hmm.
got the Errol when he was in the club, my boy. That's who you should have fought. You should have fought him then. You got the Earl, the Earl that's coming from 180, dropping, having whole fat boy camps. The whole lead up to the fight was him losing weight. Barely could do any strength training and all that. You heard him what he said in the interview. Yeah, I only did abs when the camera crew came. You see what I'm saying? Like trying to play it off like I'm doing core. I ain't doing no core workouts. I'm trying to lose weight the whole time. That's when you should
Right.
have fought me, bro. It's
That's,
scary
yeah,
now that I'm on weight.
I think Bud's serious about the fight, but you know what I'm saying, I think he, you know, he might be suffering from motivation too, because, you know, he keep talking about his accolades and what he's done in boxing. You don't talk like that when you're about to go into the best, you know what I'm saying, the most challenging fight of your career. I don't think that it's not, you know, when you've been winning like Bud and you feel like you know what I'm saying, you done everything, it's hard to find motivation. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you the ultimate champion and you know you done won, you done knocked out your last 10 opponents and stuff, and you looking at EJ, now it just depends, you know what I'm saying? Because he might be lacking the motivation. Now
I
I
don't
mean
even think
he
it's that. I think it's, I
mhm,
mean, to what you saying, like to the way you running it, the way you just worded it and ran it, it's 100% right. But on the Bud mindset of it, no, you do that shit when you think you're gonna lose. That's like a little kid before, they playing a team that sucks, you go get 30 and it's easy. But then when they play the team that's good, about to come to the gym, a kid that ain't got much confidence now, I mean, I'm gonna play, but my ankle kind of hurt a little bit, but I'm gonna still go out there and give it all I got though. Like you run your accolades down on the end of, even if I lose, I'm this. Even if I'm lose, I'm that. I accomplished this before he did. I accomplished that before they did. So sometimes running your accolades down is it's a sign of weakness, because even everybody around him feel like, I'm gonna be real with you. Terrence Crawford has one of the weakest resumes as an undisputed fighter. That's not opinion, that's fact. You see what I'm saying? When you go
right,
look at
right.
all these undisputed fighters and look at people who they beat in their division or beat to get the belts, he just came in the right time. Now, don't get me wrong. You could put Terrence Crawford in any era. So I'm not talking about his ability of of his skill set. I'm just saying the people at that time that was there. You only can fight who's there. You know what I mean? So that's a fact. But what I'm saying is he has one of the weakest resumes as an undisputed fighter. That's a fact. You see what I'm saying? When you
Hmm.
when you
What's
when
going
you
on,
even
Dungeon Talk?
I just
Go
feel
ahead,
like
bro.
they treated Terrence Crawford as a prospect his whole entire career. They, like Bob Arum said, he got the best what pool? They
Oh,
had the
the
best
matchmakers,
best
best
matchmakers. We
matchmakers.
got the best matchmakers in boxing. So again, what was Terrence Crawford's superpower? Terrence Crawford's superpower in the ring is he fought dominantly, like a high 97, 98%, might even be 99.1% of orthodox fighters. So what was his superpower? That he could go and switch and go into what? Southpaw. You see what I'm saying? It's different when you sitting in there with somebody that's gonna be southpaw all night. So them angles that you used to get from the southpaw angle ain't there, because it's southpaw versus southpaw. So those angles that he used to get ain't there no more. And again, we all been seeing Bud tremendously declining from the orthodox stance, have we not?
Oh yeah.
So if he goes and think he gonna have any success at the orthodox stance, as in now he may come out round one a little bit and do a little bit of it, but when the fight start getting deeper, when Earl start revving up and start running that engine to about 110 miles per hour on that highway, Terrence better be in southpaw mode, because if he not, he gonna get stopped. He gonna get hurt bad.
Let's see. No, I see what. See, see, my thing is like, you know, because a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying, like they understand boxing, but you got to kind of separate yourself from rooting for the fighter that you're, that you support. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at everybody Bud fought, you know what I'm saying, he was always levels above them as an athlete.
Yep.
And that's why it was so easy for him. That's why, like, when you go to a basketball game that he played in, he hit 30. You know what I'm saying? But look who he
Mhm.
was playing against. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But see, if you had to play against LeBron James and you had to play against, a pro, then you're not going to hit 30, bro.
Uh-huh.
You may hit 10, you may hit 5. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? You may not get as many points because your competition has raised, and that's what people are trying to say. It's not hating on Bud, is trying to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? The competition that he's faced, Errol Spence Jr. ain't Green Machine. But see, if you look on the other side, the competition that EJ fought, he fought them guys when they were in their prime. You know what I'm saying? He fought
Yeah.
Kell Brook when he was
When
in
they
his
had something to
prime.
lose. When they had something to lose.
Right.
Let me
Uh-huh.
ask you this, off what you just said, Poole. Let me ask you off what you just said, right? Ain't no way in hell you could even talk. Ain't no way in hell in today's time you can talk, goddamn it, Earl into fighting a damn mean machine. That motherfucker, even after a car accident, he damn near killed himself. What'd he say? I don't want no tune-ups. Tune-ups is for people who unsure themselves. Come on, bro. You see what I'm saying? He came back and fought Danny Garcia. But then when you go back and look at the people that Terrence Crawford is fighting at 147, they're all tune-ups. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around it. Like, even Kell Brook wasn't a Kell Brook. Kell Brook been out the division damn near 4 years. And then his real trainer couldn't even come overseas due to COVID because he didn't want to test it. So the man found his trainer on Instagram. Come on, bro. But you dealing with the people in your camp, you've been there the whole time. Now, again, you can't fault Terrence Crawford. He did what he was supposed to do, and salute. He did it in high fashion. So I have to salute that. But we can't be acting like this a freshman. We can't act like we ain't watching freshmen that's hooping against fourth graders and we bragging on him because he got 30. Competition is everything. Even his right-hand man, Andre Ward, said he got to get an elite name on his resume. That tell you in itself, without saying it, you ain't fought nobody.
Right. And the better your competition, you know what I'm saying? Like if you fight like a Keith Thurman, he can move. You know what I'm saying? So they got certain different levels. It's levels, you know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's freaking out on how EJ didn't knock out Mikey Garcia, but one thing Mikey Garcia know how to do, he knows how to block punches. You see what I'm saying? So if you're just in there trying to block punches, or if you like a Sean Porter who trained for 9 months with 6 different coaches, you know what I'm saying, all just to destroy you, and you didn't even do any strength training, and you in there, you knock this dude down. So it's not just the names, you know what I'm saying, that you put on your resume. You know what I'm saying? It's all each fight is different. You know what I'm saying? It's like if he fought Sean Porter again, it'll be a different fight. You see what I'm saying? If each fight is different. That's why the triangle theory don't work. It depends on the motivation of that fighter. How did he get up for the fight? Did he train correctly? You know what I'm saying? Do he have the motivation? You know what I'm saying? What is he? Because just like Buster Douglas, when he beat Tyson, there's no way in the world Buster Douglas should have beat Mike Tyson.
Right.
But because his mama died and he was motivated, he said he was going to beat this dude no matter what. And then right after that, he went back to being, what I'm saying, a B level fighter, a C level fighter. You see what I'm saying? So each fight, you know what I'm saying, is different, bro. It depends on, because Sean Porter really wanted to beat Errol Spence Jr. on his mama. You know what I'm saying? So, but against Terrence Crawford, he wasn't motivated like that. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted the money. You see what I'm saying? So, he didn't feel the same kind of competitive edge like he felt against Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia. He wanted to win those fights. He wanted to beat those guys. And plus, coming at the end of his career, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have the same kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? Because every fighter got like an expiration date. You know what I'm saying? Even EJ, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to start going down here at some point. Can you stay motivated during this time? You know what I'm saying? We saw Jordan at the end of his career. We saw Kobe at the end of his career, even though they were still good, but you still got to have that motivation that push you to the next level. And in any kind of combat sports, you know what I'm saying, we got to recognize that these guys got to be motivated when they get out there, you know what I'm saying, to win the fight, or no matter what's going on. in their life. You know what I'm saying? They got to get up for that moment. And
Yeah.
you could see, you know what I'm saying, through the resumes, you could see through all the fights that these guys, you know what I'm saying, each fight is different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When Danny Garcia fought Thurman, you could see how motivated Danny Garcia was. You know what I'm saying? So they got to get up for each fight, bro.
Yep.
It ain't as simple as, he beat Sean Porter, gave EJ a hard time. Yeah, man. I mean, he totally prepared for that. That was the best Sean Porter that we ever seen in
Yep.
boxing. You see
Yep.
what I'm saying? But when he fought Crawford, it wasn't the same. It wasn't
It
the
wasn't the
same
same hunger
Sean.
there. The
Right,
hunger wasn't there no more. Like, this is
right.
what I'm saying. And I'm gonna address a few things in the comments too. A couple people, I mess with the chat tough,
What's
But
going
what I
on,
would say,
Nitty G? I see you, bro.
what I
Oh,
would
what's
say
going?
is
Oh,
this.
well, let me bring in
Go
Marcus
ahead.
Lewis. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
Hey,
happening with you?
man,
What you
what's
think? What you
going
got
on,
on all this?
Pool?
What you got on all this, bro?
Say, man, look at the Pool. I hope Bud don't bring that slow ass jumper he had at 50 Celebrity Game to the fight. Because if he bring that slow ass jumper, the truth gonna turn Bud into a goddamn lie.
Man,
I'm just surprised he played basketball like that, man. He was nice out there, bro.
Man, you
yeah.
see how slow that jump is, man.
Hey,
Hey,
celebrity
hey, he
basketball.
did shoot that. He did shoot that motherfucker from the middle of his back. Hey,
But what's
hey,
but
hey,
what's
I can't hate though.
fascinating?
Hey, but I can't hate because he was knocking it down though. So no
That's
matter
right.
what,
But
no
what's
matter where he was shooting
fascinating,
from.
he's a graceful athlete. You know what I'm saying? No matter
Yeah.
what he's doing, wrestling, he's strong, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't have all the skill and ability, we wouldn't want to see the fight. So it ain't about hating on Terrence Crawford because I think he's a damn A level fighter, and that's saying a lot. We just require a lot from our special athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I
When we
think
call them
for
when we
me,
call them great. Hmm.
Pool, I'm a Bud fan. But Bud fans have turned me to hating on Bud Crawford.
they not
Because
realistic, bro. Bud is my third favorite fighter. Go ahead. I'm glad you said that. I just wanted to say that with you too, because he my third favorite boxer. But his fans will run you off from him. But go ahead, bro.
and that's my thing, man. Respect the skill set. I was just telling my wife, we was having a conversation about it. The guy is special. He's nice.
For
He's
sure.
mean.
Yep.
He's a mean fighter. But I think that chip on his shoulder, I feel like he is going to get reckless in this fight, and that's going to be detrimental for that man's health, man.
Mm.
Earl Earl got a point to prove, but the point Earl is going to prove is not a chip on his shoulder. Earl just going in there to beat the brakes off Bud, bro. That's it. That's
Hmm.
all. To shut everybody up. And I can't wait, man. I hope this fight get made. It's gonna be a beautiful occasion. And
Hmm.
Pool, I'm gonna say this, man, and then I'm gonna jump back in the chat. When Bernie came out and said Bud agreed to everything, and I heard
Hmm.
some channels saying they felt like whatever was supposedly agreed upon, that Bud was disrespected in the negotiations. Man, I think Earl need to flex his muscle just one more time in the negotiations. Cause the fight don't need to be in Vegas, man. The fight need to be in Dallas, bro.
Yeah, that wouldn't the roof just blow off Dallas if that happened, bro? Because you
Man.
could,
And
man,
I'm from the Metroplex area, man. The roof will
yeah.
blow off Dallas. But I just think, me personally, I think the fight will generate more money for Bud if the fight's in Dallas.
Hold on,
That's
hold
just
on,
my
hold on, bro. Hey, hold on, bro. I gotta say this while you still on. Like, you may have just said the realest shit that people don't want to hear. That's what people don't want to hear, bro. The fact is, if you have the fight in Dallas, now Bud can get more money. That's what people not understanding. I don't want to be down there because it may not be fair and this and that. But in the negotiations, all you worried about is money and this and that and guarantee. You put that shit down in Dallas, you got the blacks coming from everywhere, the Mexicans coming from everywhere, and every other type of racial nationality. Like, put it somewhere where everybody gonna come. Don't get me wrong, the fight gonna be huge in Vegas, wherever it go. People gonna come from everywhere. But like you said, you put it in a known place like that, man, you're gonna bring damn near everybody in Texas out. Everybody.
Man.
I'm talking about
Yes, sir.
everybody.
But
Man,
not
like,
just Texas. It's
everywhere. I'm saying everywhere.
Omaha has a decent presence in the Metroplex area.
Big time. Yep.
But Bud got family in the Metroplex area. And truth be told, Omaha is only a 7 or 8 hour drive from Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make that drive all the time.
I made that drive I made that drive from Dallas because I'm a trucker too, Pool. I made that drive from Dallas to Omaha.
That ain't about
yes.
4 hours, maybe. Yeah, it ain't even that long.
Yes, Omaha, Sioux City, Iowa. I mean, Sioux City, South Iowa, whatever that is up there, them twin cities up there, man.
Sioux City, Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah, I made that drive for a year and a half, man. Back and forth from there to Dallas. It's not a long drive, man. Once you hit Oklahoma, get past Oklahoma City, it's downhill, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's downhill. So I just feel like the fight being in Dallas will make the fight that much bigger, man. I don't understand the Vegas deal because
it's a neutral spot because when you have home field advantage, you know what I'm saying, you imagine EJ popping into the Dallas arena or stadium, man, he would turn into a Super Saiyan, bro. You got all those people screaming nothing but EJ.
You know what? Now that you said that, Pool, I don't even think it's more with Terrence Crawford just wanting fair refs and fair judgments, because that's something Bernie has said about going neutral sites. I think it's what you just said. I think that gives, you had that motherfucking fight in Dallas, I think that gives Earl way too much fucking confidence. And then he fuck around, come out to that big tuck again, man, what? Because I'm telling you.
Southside, the realest?
Man, even if they play that at any point in the fight, like,
but
man.
we all agree that this is a big fight, right?
Yeah.
If it's a big fight, the fight is going to sell no matter what. So I think they take the home field advantage out of it, even though it's in Dallas. I think they take the home field advantage out of it because people from everywhere are going to be snatching up the tickets. And just me. And I'm gonna say this, Pool, and I'm gonna jump out because the brother said something about Earl coming out to Big Tuck, and I know this is a long shot. Bro, and I don't know how familiar you are with Mo3's music. But Mo3 got a song called "I Am the Truth," and I would love for it. I know it ain't gonna happen, but that would be crazy.
Yeah,
you already know.
Crazy.
I mean, imagine, bro, home field advantage. You know what I'm saying? He already, man, Bud will have to. That's a lot to overcome, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this to my man before he get out of here, because I heard him say earlier too about them both just being dogs and all that and this and that, and how you said Terrence coming there to do this and Earl coming in there to do that. You right 100%. But the biggest thing that these Bud fans should really worry about is the fact that Terrence Crawford is one of the most undisciplined fighters in the sport when it comes to the elite guys. Yeah, he get them done and get them out of there. Yeah, he do. Because half the time he's just better than them anyway. You see what I'm saying? So even if he stopped training a month before the fight, he damn near can beat 99% of the people he fought already, because he's just naturally more athletic. He's just naturally better. But the biggest thing with Terrence Crawford, because like I say, he's my third favorite fighter, right? So my biggest thing is this. I'm leaning towards Earl, but if Bud win, I'm not mad, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying?
You can't be. What's going on with y'all billionaire? I see you out there, bro.
But let me say this. But us that like Bud and mess with Bud, the biggest downfall is if Bud's in there and he's not disciplined. Because one thing about Earl and Derek James is they got the way they sync up, boy, they sync up like a Bluetooth. You see what I'm saying? They
You
sync
hear
up
me?
like Wi-Fi on automatic connection. They just boop. But Bud, on the other hand, Bud can get hit with something and change and throw the whole game plan out the window. And Earl is not the type of person you want to brawl because Terrence Crawford is throwing all this loose shit, as in all these hooks and wild uppercuts and all that. And then you fighting somebody that's coming straight down the pipe with all straight shit. That's how you get knocked out. Same way with Roy Jones and Tarver. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
at the end of the day, when you throwing all this loopy stuff and you fighting somebody that's so fundamentally sound, that can hurt you. And if you notice, when you listen to Tim Bradley talking today's time, you know, he went from Earl doesn't have a chance to now it's a 50-50 fight. But if you hear him talk and break the fight down now, that's one of his biggest concerns, where Earl is so dangerous because of he is so fundamentally sound. And everything is straight down the pipe. As in the best shot is a straight shot. So
Yep,
when he's throwing all these looping
way to-
ass blows, you can get caught with something quick and hard like that, and that can hurt you. Go ahead.
The quickest way from point A to point B is a what?
Straight.
A straight line, man.
Yep, straight line.
Straight line. And let me address Mills Lane in the chat, man.
Yeah, I wanted to too. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I am getting sick and tired.
Man.
And these Bud fans keep bringing up, oh, he couldn't knock out little Mikey. What Earl Dangerous at? Say, man, Mikey, no matter how they feel about old Mikey, came up 2 weight classes, which is a lie. He was a champion at 140.
Right.
So all this, he couldn't knock out little Mikey. Mikey is a consummate professional boxer who was top 5, 6
he was
pounds
number 4
per pound
pound.
when
He was number 4
fought.
pound. Exactly. People, but see, bro, people don't even have these people that be in the chat, bro, be so casual that they don't even understand. Like you just said, when Earl fought him, he was number 4 on the pound for pound list.
And when somebody with Mikey's skill set is fighting not to get knocked out, Mikey wasn't fighting to win the fight. Mikey was fighting not to get knocked out. He fought in the high guard the whole night. He was fighting not to get knocked out. And then before that, his brother asked him, told him, you got to show me something.
2 different times.
The fight should have been stopped.
Not only that. Go ahead, man. My bad.
I'm just saying, man, these dudes in the chat that be talking this Bud talk, I look at Bud fans like I look at Fury fans. Bro, you really not Bud fans. You just Errol Spence haters.
Yeah. Now let me say this to add to what you said, bro. Like, because everything you said is so spot on that people don't get. This is the difference between high-level fighters, A-level fighters, and B-level fighters. Now we know when Terrence fought Gamboa was a high-level fighter. But he was a B-level fighter. And I don't mean B-level as in he wasn't great. Listen to what I'm saying.
He was past his prime.
When you go watch Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, when you're an A-level fighter, it's things that you know to do and know not to do. The thing is, let me tell you why Earl couldn't get Mikey out of there, but why Bud could get Gamboa out of there. And anybody who know boxing or are great analysts and can just break shit down, or you can just even go back and watch the fight. Every time Mikey got hurt or Mikey felt a hard shot, Mikey got into high guard and moved a little bit. When Terrence fought Gamboa, Terrence had Gamboa hurt, and Gamboa is swinging for the fence, and he's hurt. You're bound to get caught with something. He's not covering up. He's swinging like he got Crawford hurt. You see what I'm saying? That's why he was getting knocked out back to back. Go watch these fights and see what I'm saying.
Out. He always swing, and when he hurt, he still be trying to fight. He don't be trying to. His defense sucks anyway.
But that goes back to lack of knowledge, lack of coaching. You see what I'm saying? Your coach should be anything high guard. Errol, keep that arm up. Errol, keep that arm up. Listen to Derek James talk to his guys. Listen to what Mikey Garcia brother was saying to him. You see what I mean? He knew when his brother, it was to a point to where you can't win. You're getting brutally beat up. You got to show me something. Like you said, Mikey was only fighting not to get knocked out. See, we could talk all of this shit about if we gonna be real. If we gonna be real, we gotta be real. We gotta take feelings out of it. See, if you say the right thing about Earl, I'm gonna jump on here and clown with you. I'm gonna jump on here and talk talk some shit with you. But when it come to Bud fans, they never keep it real. Bud whole career went the way it went because of him in Top Rank, and they want to blame everybody else. The reason why Bud getting 35% is because of his fans. It's because of the same people that defended him. They ain't going to see him fight. They ain't watching his fights. How you number one pound for pound, and you one of the smallest selling people in boxing. So at the end of the day, it ain't always about promoting. It's how big is your name? Do your name carry weight? Because Earl ain't doing nothing fantastic. He ain't posted up on every billboard. He ain't got a whole team that's going state to state. Canelo ain't got that. It's what did you do? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's how you market yourself too, not just people that's around you marketing you. You see what I'm saying?
Let me get Charles in here. What you think about all that, Charles? What's happening, bro?
What's going on, bro? Hey, give me a second, man. I might be all over the place, man, but I really had to sit back and think for a minute. You know, a lot of people say that Bud is special, but I have to go back on that. Is Bud really special? I mean,
that's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. Go ahead. I'm glad you said it. That's what I'm still trying to figure out. Go ahead, Rock. Go ahead, Rock.
I'm gonna use an example, man. If I go to a basketball court, right, and it's 20 fifth graders playing 21, and I jump in the game and hit 21. Am I really special, or is it my competition that I'm just going against?
That's all I keep saying, bro.
So I don't think Bud is special like people think he is. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna go back now for the Bud fans that may say, you know, let's talk about Earl. We can talk about Errol Spence. So what people don't realize, they compare the Kell Brook fight. People don't know that, okay, Kell Brook went up and fought Triple G, but people don't understand Kell Brook was undefeated at 147.
And he was the boogeyman at 147.
Exactly.
Thurman didn't want to fight him. Sean Porter was kind of dodging him for a little while. Bro, they didn't want to fight Kell Brook, bro.
Y'all can check this out. People don't know
Kell
that
didn't want
Lamont
to fight
Peterson. People don't know that Lamont Peterson was the WBC mandatory, but Keith Thurman did not want to fight him, so he fought Spence.
Facts.
And people always say, yeah, well, Earl,
Lamont dropped the belt.
Yeah. And people say, Earl had problems with, he was in there with Sean Porter, and he had a hard time with him. But isn't that what we want to see in the fighter? We want to see
adversity.
You get tested. We want to see if you got a chin. We want to see if you got grit. We haven't seen that from Bud because of his competition.
That's the fact. And I'm gonna say something. Let me add this, and I'm gonna just say this and let you keep riding, bro, because I love what you're doing. I'm gonna say this, and Pool, me and you kind of talked about this before. But see, this is the thing, right? If I see the same magic trick 5 times in a row, eventually I know in life it ain't really no goddamn magic, right? So if I see the trick 10 times in a row, I'm gonna eventually go, okay, when he put his hand back there, he pull it, okay, he getting it from his jacket. Okay, okay. My thing is, Bud got his fans fooled. See, Bud is a hustler, and I respect that. Bud is a true hustler, him and Bob Arum. What they was doing at 147 was they was stealing names. That's all they was doing. They was stealing names towards Crawford's legacy. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is 20 years from now, they ain't gonna know that Amir Khan was goddamn it, a mechanic. They ain't gonna know that he had retired from boxing and was working at the YMCA. They ain't gonna know that shit. They just gonna see Amir Khan name on Bud's resume and look up old highlights of Amir Khan and say, oh, that boy was nice. But they're not gonna calculate the time that Bud actually fought Amir Khan. So what they was doing was they was stealing people's names for Bud's resume. When they fought Kell Brook wasn't shit. You think they didn't know that?
Yep.
Everything they've been doing is it's some bribery, thievery type shit. Like they told Keith Thurman, we only got $2 million for you, but goddamn it, Amir Khan damn near negotiated for $7 million. Like ain't no way around that, bro. How you could pay a bum fighter almost $7 million, but then the other elite fighters that's in his caliber, you talking about you only got $1 to $3 million for? Come
Yep.
on,
You know
bro.
what? People
Make
forget
it
this
make
too.
sense. They
Kell
was
Brook had to
lowballing all. They
go.
was lowballing. They was lowballing. Aram and Bud was lowballing all the elite fighters so they wouldn't take the fight. Then all of a sudden, like they running. No, you're not trying to pay them nothing. That's why they was running. But then the fighters that sucked and wasn't on shit, they getting 5 million and 2.5 and 3 and 4, and Amir Khan got 7 damn near. And like, come on, bro. Ain't nobody in their right mind paying Amir Khan 7 million. You see what I'm
And
saying?
let's
Yep.
and let's not
It's like Keith Thurman said. Keith Thurman said he was paying, they were paying the fighters because it was less risk, saying for Terrence Crawford to lose. But this is what had me looking at Terrence Crawford a little funny, was when he didn't go for the Ugas fight to get the WBA to beat EJ to that belt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to clamp up the division. And
And
I
hold
was
on, no, Pool. Ugas beat Crawford twice in the amateurs. He's 2-0
Yep.
against Crawford in the amateurs. And now, don't get me wrong, anybody can lose in the amateurs, so I'm not bringing up the loss. I'm saying if he beats you 2-0 in the amateurs and now he got a belt, that's worth me kicking your ass and getting my revenge now.
Can I
But
say something real quick?
if you don't got a belt,
right.
then okay, cool.
Can I say
But
something real
to
quick?
me,
So
if
I'm
he
a
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Paul. Yeah, I'm a certified boxing judge, and I judge amateur fights. A lot of people say that amateur fights don't mean nothing. Amateur fights do, because them young guys in there be trying to get a name. All they got is their name. That's all they got. They trying to either make it to the Olympics or they trying to go pro. So when people say amateurs don't mean nothing, it does, because them kids ain't getting paid. All they have is their name. So it does mean something.
Well, the answer, let me see, Candy Slim, what's going on, bro? I ain't see you in a minute. I think EJ was the underdog in the Kell Brook fight, because what I'm saying, that was his first championship fight, and I think
Yep.
he was the underdog when he came back after his injury. Danny Garcia, don't quote me on that. I didn't look at the numbers or nothing, but I think everybody thought that EJ career pretty much was over, and they thought Danny Garcia was going, hook off on him. You know what I'm saying? Because that horrific car accident. I think he was the underdog in those two fights. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
EJ. You know what I'm saying? When he
Oh
came
yeah,
off the
Errol.
accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is this though, bro. To Candy Slim in the thing, he says Keith and Danny should have negotiated like Khan and Porter. No, it wasn't just negotiating like Khan and Porter. They paid Khan what they wanted to pay Khan because they was that thirsty to get Khan's name. Porter on the other end, Porter was a mandatory.
and I
You see
don't
what I'm
think
saying?
I don't think it was to get Khan's name. I really feel like with the fight with Khan, I feel like Bob Arum thought they were going to corner the UK market, and the shit backfired on him because the fight didn't sell.
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh, hey,
sell, it didn't sell at all.
Candy Slim talking about Danny Garcia was suffering from mental health issues.
Come on, man. Hey, I'm in here. At first I wasn't even going. Hey, listen,
That boy
Candy
crazy
Slim.
as hell, man.
Hey, Paul. Candy Slim talking about my man had mental illness that he told the world fucking a year later. Okay, cool. Well, 2 years later. I'm sorry. He told the world 2 years later that he had mental
Boy,
illness.
y'all
Like
crazy
Earl
as
wasn't.
hell,
You didn't think
boy.
Earl had mental illness? The man had to damn near relearn how to walk again.
Oh shit.
You
Man,
think he had mental? Like that's what I'm saying. Like Bud fans, listen. I'm at the point to where Bud fans to catch Bud on camera robbing a bank on camera, same outfit he got on now, same outfit in the video, and they be like, "Nah, that wasn't him."
Oh boy.
Man,
Like
I
there's no
want to say this,
realism.
and I want to
There's no
say this
realism.
before
Candy
I want
Slim
to ask you
crazy.
fellas.
Fuck.
I want to ask you fellas
That
this
rich
before I
him up.
jump out.
Oh god. Oh, that's too
Man,
funny. Oh, let me
if we
holler
go,
out Renee Boxing, man. Young Great Boxing Young. What's going on, bro? I forgot. That was too funny, man. Go ahead, my bro. I'm sorry. I just had
and I want to
to
ask you
shout out
brothers
my
this
man.
before I jump off, man. I want to go back and revisit the Bud and Kell Brook fight, and that fight lasted what, 4 rounds, 5 rounds?
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Wasn't long.
It was like it was. I think it was 4. But shit, you see how bad Kell Brook had? Bud swole up in 2 rounds.
And that's what
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm getting. That's what I want to touch on, man. Before I jump out, Kell Brook had a 4 to 6 week camp.
Yeah,
He didn't have his coach.
no.
He didn't have
Yeah.
his
He had
coach.
a 6.
He had to find a coach on Instagram.
He had a 5 or 6 week camp. It was a short camp, and he got his trainer off Instagram because his trainer didn't want to leave from over there to come over here due to COVID.
No, and he told him that he didn't want to take the fight on such a short notice because KO had to drop that weight.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that.
But that all benefits who though? Who does that benefit?
Bud.
Exactly.
Now we got a fighter who doesn't have his regular coach. We got a fighter who's having to drop weight in 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks in a camp. And Bud had problems with this dude, bro. Bud cannot start out slow with Earl. He won't be able to get away from the jab. Man, this fight, I really like Bud, but I think this fight is going to show boxing fans and the boxing world in general how special he really not.
I'm being fat. That's a fact, bro. And that's what I don't see. This is the thing, right, bro? When it come to me, when it come to my guys, that's like right now, right? I train my sons in hoops. So when we go to games, I'm always looking at what my sons ain't good at to get them better at, right? You got to see what you ain't good at to get better, right? Congratulations don't get you better. That jump shot was good, but your left hand ain't shit, boy. You got to get that right. So as a Bud fan, you would think they would know the things that he needs to really work on or he needs to be looking out for. They don't. They think this dude is Superman mixed with a little bit of God. Literally. Like, come on, bro. The man
ESPN,
has...
bro.
Huh?
That's ESPN. And what I mean by that, we live in an ESPN generation. You know, if ESPN constantly throwing Bud up on TV and you can tune in to ESPN every time he fight, you see Bud. And if you're just a casual boxing fan who has ESPN and you get to see Bud, then you think he's special because ESPN is telling you he's special. And you're not really looking at the fight. You just seeing, what boxing casuals call knockouts, which are really what as boxing purists and boxing fans like we are, we just know the stoppages.
Man, bro, and to what you saying, some of them fighters be still in it. Like, they still be in it. Like, when the ref jump in front of them and stop it, yeah, they be dead. Like, let give somebody the benefit of the chance to get knocked out. Now, don't get me wrong. You see somebody crazy buzzed or something, okay, go ahead and stop it. But some of these, man, like, come on, bro. They're stoppages. They're not all just, bloop, 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 knock them out. But again, it goes credit to Terrence Crawford because even though I'm stating things, I can't take away the things he do good. Now, I will say this. Terrence Crawford is one of the best finishers in boxing. But even when you watch some of if you go back and watch some of these fights right before the referee stopped the fight, out of like an 8-punch combo, he may have landed 2 or 3. Like, it's just a lot of motion. Like, it's just like a lot of shit happening and the ref jump in. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. So don't get it twisted at people in the comments. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying what we see. And I can't believe my eyes over my ears. You see what I'm saying? I got to believe my eyes over my ears.
I challenge all y'all to do this, man. I went back and rewatched Crawford versus Porter, and it's not what Bud fans think it is. Go back to the ninth round. Go back to the 9th round at a minute left. Listen, Porter almost put him on the canvas, but he clinched because Porter hit him with a shot to his face, and then he hit him on the temple, and he clinched quick.
And this the thing.
He was about to hit the canvas. Go back and look at that.
And let me say to what you just said, that's a fact. I don't watch that fight like 8 times, right? Because I study this shit. I'm not a person who watched it on TV. And like, for example, when I watched the Porter and Earl fight on live, it was an okay fight. But then when you really watch it back, he easily beat him 9-3 or 8-4 at best. Porter just looked busy, missing everything. The man couldn't throw a golf ball in the ocean. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that was round 5 or 6. He was catching Earl clean. That was a guaranteed, no debatable round. You see what I'm saying? But when you go back and watch that fight, it's 9-3 or 8-4 at best. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At best. But that's what people don't want to realize. I'm cool with saying Crawford is this and that. All I've been saying is we don't know what Crawford is. We ain't never seen the man gas tank. We ain't never seen his gas tank. He don't even start fighting until damn near the 4th round. And he fighting people that let him do that. When you fighting somebody, as soon as the bell ring, you gotta move, you gotta throw. See, now we're gonna see you get tired. And like you were just talking about the Porter and Crawford fight, right? You was talking about clinching. If you go back and watch the first 4 rounds, shit, Crawford probably grabbed that man 15 times.
Yep.
Like, but what you gonna do when you that close to Earl? Because he want to be that close. So why now you paying for it? Because he getting that body that you grabbing and pulling yourself closer to him.
And Earl
Yep.
don't let you clinch, man. And that's
Yeah.
another thing.
Let me
Earl
shout
don't
out.
let you clinch.
Let me shout out Just Do Boxing and you know what I'm saying, Renee Box Young. Y'all please subscribe to these channels. You know what I'm saying? They got some of the best content out there. I'm pretty sure most of y'all subscribe to them. What's going on, Mr. Norris? What's happening, my brother?
Hey,
What's
Renee got
happening
a
with
channel.
you?
Renee Box Young got a channel.
Yes, sir. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that.
Yeah,
I'm on
I'll
that for
be up.
sure.
What's going on, Mr. Norris?
Man, just up here listening to this, y'all talk that good shit.
What's up? What you got
So,
on all the whole thing with EJ, you know what I'm saying? Putting Keyshawn
hey
at the
man,
little table.
hey listen, consistently, Errol is who he always was. And I told somebody else earlier today, and this is, and I hope I don't offend nobody, but if I do, so be it. You can
Mm-hmm.
always tell a man that was raised by a man. You can always fucking
100%. Cuz keep going. 100%.
You can always tell men that was raised by men. I ain't talking about raised by a father. I'm talking about raised by men. Now, ideally, it would be your father. But Errol's a man of very few words. And when he speaks, most men, when they speak, you can hang your hat on what they said and it's impactful. That brother said, I don't need to lie to you. I don't need to talk no shit. But I don't want to hear nothing when I put his dick in the dirt. And that's it. That shit right there, bro. That shit right there, man. It's gonna be fucking fireworks during the media buildup, man.
Hey, hey,
It's
hey,
gonna be some fucking
hey, and let me
fireworks.
let me let me add this, right? Let me add this. 'Cause I love how you just put that out there, right? I just told you this, Pool, right? It takes a disciplined man who got 1,000 words to say, but he hold his tongue and say nothing. Now that's a fucking warrior. That's a warrior mentally. Not a keyboard gangster that can't let nothing pass. He always got to run his mouth. Real people know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? When you got 1,000 words to say, but you can
That
hold
you
your
could
tongue,
say. There's a lot of
that
shit you could say, and
and,
you wouldn't be
and you
punished
don't.
for saying it.
And so that lets me know when this fight come, all that shit, like Earl Boy said, and he really wanted to say it more disrespectful than what he did. But what Earl Boy telling him is, you got so many people running their mouth, and I'm about to beat the shit out you. I can't wait. I'm gonna try to break every rib, both of your orbitals. Like it's gonna get real disrespectful in that ring.
So
Yeah.
now they talking about your boy Keith Thurman might slide up in there. You know what I'm
Keith
saying?
ain't getting shit. He better go motherfucking ask for 10 million and get boots.
Keith
He
need to
ain't getting
fight
a
Boots.
goddamn thing. That shit been sailed.
But I was watching the interview today with Chris Van Heerden, man, and your boy said he said your boy Boots hit harder than Spence. I thought that I was like, wow. Yeah, did y'all see that interview?
He hit him harder than Errol hit him. That's
Yeah,
all that means.
yeah.
He hit you harder. That's all that
Yeah.
means. You know what
But
I'm
you know
saying?
I honestly think that Boots would be a harder fight for Spence than Bud would.
Hey, by far. But I'm gonna tell you this, y'all. This is what I'm gonna say, right? We all know this boxing stuff, right? I would rather fight a man that can knock me out in the second round than a motherfucker that's gonna punish me for all 12. It's a difference. You gonna knock me out, I'm gonna get up and say, oh, what happened? It's over. Now I'm going to the crib. I may slide out to the club. But when you fighting somebody for 12 rounds, you're just punishing your body, your face, your arms. Earl hitting you in your shoulder, your chin, your neck, your ribs. Man, he hitting you everywhere. You're just sore. Man, I'm telling you, Bud is going to the hospital, and I'm ready to bet whoever you Bud fans in there, Joan, whatever you want to bet, he's going to the hospital, flat out.
Man, you know, now this is where I always draw the line, man, because what did Ali say when he was about to fight Foreman in the little training scene in the gym? He said, just cause a black Muslim beat him don't mean he nothing now. He don't say he nothing just cause I beat him. Because and I don't like people somebody said earlier, I don't know who it was, but they said that he's not special. Bud is a special generational throwback fighter, bro.
Against who
Give
though?
that man his flowers, dog. Come
Who
on,
is?
man.
Who is?
If he
Against who
was,
though?
one moment. If he was not, we are not talking about this fight with such fervor and such zeal
No, I mean,
and such
yeah,
enthusiasm. We're not.
yeah.
That's like people was talking shit. Deontay Wilder ain't shit, but they paid 3 times a lot of money to watch this man fight Fury. You can't say the man is nothing. Don't do that because it
Listen,
diminishes the fight.
I
We
don't,
can
I don't
say,
think,
go ahead.
I don't think that Terrence Crawford's not good. I would never say that.
He's
But
great.
I don't think he's
I
great
want to
yet.
say he's great.
He's good. I don't think he's great yet. I think I gotta see after this Earl fight, he's gonna tell me what he is. That's all I'm saying. When I look at the competition he fought, I can't like Bob Arum said time and time again, we have the best matchmakers in boxing. What does that mean? They treated Bud like a prospect his whole career. I'm not trying to now. Don't get me wrong. What my eyes
Who do
have
we
seen,
want to see him against that we didn't see him against? Tell me
shit,
that.
everybody. I wanted to see him against Danny Garcia, who split 1-1 in the amateurs. I
Danny
would have liked to see
Garcia
him against
bounced. Danny Garcia bounced.
Danny Garcia was already gone before he even started collecting.
But that's what I'm saying. He bounced. I mean, you can't fucking fight
Bud
if
was
you
at
ain't there.
35. Bud was at 35 though, bro.
I understand, but that's invalidated. So what I'm saying, who that
We
he could
but
have
he had
realistically
140.
fought?
But
Who is his talking about Mayweather? Who is his Pacquiao? You know what I'm saying? Or no,
he
he
doesn't
fought
have one.
Pacquiao.
He doesn't
Who
have
is
one.
his Paul Williams? You know what I'm
He doesn't
saying? Who
have
is
one,
his?
bro.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't sit up here and say that. Like, I mean, all he can do is fight who's there, and I
But
don't
bro,
know Bud
that's
properly. And
exactly. But
listen,
that's
my money's on Errol Spence Jr., and everybody knows that. But hey, come on, man.
But that's
Come
why
on.
I'm saying that to what you just said, bro. Everything to what you just said is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. He doesn't have. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even think, besides, like me personally, bro. I hate to bring this up, but it's just how I feel. I speak on what I think. I don't hesitate, right? I
Yeah.
feel like Sean Porter is the biggest ass kisser in the sport of boxing. And him and his boy
Agreed.
got together and got a bag. They got together and got a bag. Whether if you want to say Terrence Crawford and go 100% hard on him, or his dad threw the fight, or Sean Porter threw the fight. At the end of the day, no matter if Sean Porter lost or won, he was done, bro. I can't judge a man to where no matter what, I'm hanging it up.
Can I say something real quick?
If you hanging it
Bud
up
did not.
regardless, bro. If you gonna hang it up regardless. If you're gonna hang it up regardless, how do I know you gave me your best? Even his dad, he ain't trained worth for shit. His dad just did an interview the other day saying what? I just know, basically, I just know if I would have got the same Sean Porter we had for Earl, we may be a great chance. We don't even have the Terrence Crawford versus Earl right now.
What the fuck you think he gonna say?
No, bro. Well, it ain't about that. He got high regards. What do you mean? He could have said it was a closer fight with Earl. He could have said it'd be a better fight with Earl. I mean, Terrence Crawford than that. So with him saying what he's saying, he's just saying that we know. You know, like I know. Was that the same Sean Porter that fought Earl? Yes or no? The
Kenny
Sean
Porter
Porter that
said
fought
it.
Earl.
Kenny
The
Porter
Sean
said
Porter
it
that
in the
fought Earl.
interview that if the Sean Porter that fought Errol Spence fought Bud, he said they wouldn't even be talking about a Bud and Spence right now. They'll be talking
That's
about
what I'm
something
saying.
else.
Now think about it. The Earl that the Sean Porter that fought Earl was a Sean Porter that had everything to lose. So he fought his ass off. The Sean Porter that fought Bud, it's just about bread. I'm done regardless. I'm already secured in my next ventures. I'm already working for the boxing analyst shit. I already got my podcast going through the roof. I'm already touring, doing this, doing that. He had nothing to lose.
And Kenny Porter said that he was going to stop the fight before.
Anyway.
Well, he said
anyway.
I knew that was what was going. He said basically saying I knew he was going to get his ass whooped, and it was my job to stop him from embarrassing himself, and I'll take that on me. That's a father. Nobody else and nobody else. And listen, not for nothing, Kenny Porter's a motherfucking man, bro.
That's
That's a
not a
man,
father.
dog.
That's not
He's
a
a
father,
man.
cuz. That's not a
Huh?
father. That's not a father, cuz. Let me tell you something. If my son, let me break it down to you and see what you think about it. Or just see what you think about it, okay? And I'm gonna see what you think about it, right? Me personally, if my son can be the first person to beat this man and take his belt back and have one fight from being undisputed champion again with a fighter that we felt like we could have won anyway with Errol Spence. If he take the WBO, now he has to fight Earl in a unification / undisputed fight. And he's the first one to beat so-called the best pound for pound fighter in this generation and arguably one of the best throwback fighters you could put in any era. Sean had every instinct on doing that. You got some of the people who felt like Sean was up a round or two before the knockout started happening. You see what I'm
I
saying?
do.
So what I do too.
I
I
had
do
it.
too,
I had
bro.
it like
So
that.
what I'm saying is my son has to go out on his shield or until I really see he's hurt. Now, if he's hurt, that's different. But when Sean hit the mat, he didn't show. He got up right away, legs right under him. His mind, his mentality and his legs and body function was all together. Now, when Crawford got hit by Gamboa and you see his legs do that noodle legs, his mind and body wasn't in the same, they wasn't in the same function mode. Don't get me wrong, we all know what happened right after that. So salute to Terrence Crawford. I'm just giving an example. Sean Porter was fully functioning when his dad threw in that towel. We got to see what can happen a little bit after this. And everybody in boxing know, if you talk to the fighters, they all say Crawford chinny. So what I'm saying is you got to see what can happen. You don't throw the towel in already, is all I'm saying.
Now, when that happened, when he threw that towel in, you gotta watch that fight again. When he threw the towel in, Sean looked at his dad and he literally took a walk around the whole ring before he got back to his dad. He was pissed. He was mad. And then I'm gonna tell you this too, because I forgot who was on here, but they said that Bud by him being great in the ring is the reason why this rivalry with Spence is happening. But I disagree. I think Bud actually talked his way into this rivalry with Spence. I honestly think he talked his way. You know, he's been running his mouth ever since we talked ran. He's ducking me. He's doing this. They don't want to fight me. He talked his way into this situation. I don't think he.
Oh, you mean the
him fighting in
situation
the
as
ring.
far as you, not to interrupt you, but just to make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying talked himself into the type of while we're having this discussion, or talked himself into the fight. He got himself into the fight when he won that brown belt or burgundy or whatever the fuck color it is. When he
No,
won
I
that
mean
burgundy.
like he talked himself into when people said, "Hey,
okay.
Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford." He talked his way into that.
Well, Errol said he wanted all the belts. Whoever had it, if Jeff Horn had it, that's who was gonna get it. I mean,
right. But you gotta think about this. Before Spence had all the belts, it was back when Porter had his belt, Terrence Crawford was already in the picture because of him talking this way. You know, when they met up, he was all in his face, him talking and saying, he's being
well,
ducked. He talked
respectfully,
his way.
anytime the undisputed champion moves up to the next weight class, all eyes are on him. It just so happened to be a unique situation where all eyes weren't on him because the pundits and everybody was in love with the boy out of Dallas. So that was just, that's
Nah, bro. I
just
can't
like
let
when
you ride that one.
Nope.
Go ahead though. Keep on.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying like Terrence Crawford, off of what we see. Now you keep hearing me say I gotta see how he do after Earl, but I'd be a liar if I tell you what I have seen so far doesn't show that the man got a great skill set. I'm just saying we'll know how good he is after this fight. So what I mean by that is when, like you said, the pundits and everybody had their eyes
This
on
is
Earl.
fucking fourth weight class. I mean, no shit.
Right. No, it's his third weight class. But with Earl,
Oh, well, yeah.
like you said, with Earl,
Didn't he win a title
everybody.
didn't he win a title at 30? 30, 35, 40?
No, 35,
Only
40.
35?
Yeah,
Okay.
35, 40, 47.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, like you said, everybody was focusing on Earl, but his talent alone could have had them focusing on him too, because it was them looking at other people too as well. It wasn't just Earl. It was they looking at Canelo. They looking at him. They looking at him. They looking at.
But we're talking about with respect to the weight class, the respective weight class.
See, even before he got there, you had Max Kellerman. Before he got there, you had the whole entire ESPN talking about how he would come up there and trash everybody. So at the same, I mean, he was on the biggest. He's on the biggest network. He was on ESPN.
Hey, I want to say something to QT. QT in the comments said that he was avoiding Bud for years, and he wanted to fight Jeff Horn. Then, he won't. Now he don't want to fight Bud, but he's wrong because in the interview they asked Spence about Jeff Horn. He said he'd rather fight Lamont Peterson than Jeff Horn. So that's not a fact. So take that shit off of there.
And he also said to that, if Al Heyman got him on my radar, then I'll take that fight. He never said, he was just talking more about the belt, but he never said, oh, it's 100% locked in. Nah. You see what I'm saying? That's what people don't realize. And but being we talking about it, you can pull up an interview. You can literally pull up an interview with Bomac literally saying with his face and everything in it that when they came up to 147, that they took the easy route by fighting Jeff Horn. They could have fought anybody with a belt.
Come on, he didn't say we took the easy route. He said we're going the WBO route, which makes sense because that's the whatever Bob orders belt.
He did say the easy route.
Go back and look at it, bro. What he said was we took the easy route. He said easy route.
He did say verbatim.
That's verbatim. Go look it up, bro.
Okay, no,
I had it on Facebook. So I got a couple guys. I had screenshotted and put it on Facebook for my Bud fans of him saying it all. So I got it in my recording.
But context, just like when EJ said the easy route, it wasn't the easier opponent, easier in the sense
talking about it stable,
easier fight to make.
Facts.
But you gotta think about this too, though. He was the belt holder at 140. He could have pushed for the IBF belt, and they would have had to make the fight.
And he would have still been in the same shit we in right now.
That's 100%, bro. That's 100. You're right, 100% fact. We'll be in the same situation we in now, and I'm glad you said that because I only brought up the fact with Bomac saying they went the easy route because people said about Earl. But like you say, it's all about context, and a lot of people don't realize when Earl said I'm gonna fight Sean Porter, it wasn't that he think he was gonna knock Sean Porter out in the first round. They're under the same stable. It's easy to make that fight. The negotiations in the house. No money is being left out. You see what I'm saying? The same thing with WBO route that Bomac was saying. He was saying the same thing. But a lot of people don't know that.
Why did he resign with Top Rank?
But to
he about to sign back with him.
But to be honest, you can
he's about to sign back with him.
You can see how the fights, the caliber of fights, you know what I'm saying? You can see EJ didn't take the easy route, right? You know what I'm saying? So everybody mute until you talk, whatever. Whoever talking, you know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like rolling a motherfucking weed.
So
to a gauntlet, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so that's my thing about Crawford, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't clamp up the division, you know what I'm saying? Because I was excited to see what he looked like against all the other fighters like Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman. And if he would have done that, I don't think he would have got the criticism that he got. You know what I'm saying? Today, you can't talk shit and say EJ taking the easy route and he's going to get all the belts. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like this too, bro. I feel like to what you said, Poole, you're 100% right. And when it come down to it, bro, it's just a lot of questions I got for Bud. And Bud can get an A+ on his test. And I'm going to salute Bud. Like, these ain't my little brothers. These ain't my sons. These ain't my cousins. I'm just telling you my opinion of what I see, my assessments on the fight. But overall, I just feel like at the end of the day, Bud is, and also what we were just talking about, Bud is about to have to sign back with Top Rank. He's going to have to. Because don't nobody want Bud. Only person wanted Bud. Only person wanted Bud.
One at a time.
Only person wanted Bud was Floyd Mayweather. And that was only right now so Floyd Mayweather could get a piece of what's going on now. After this fight, he's not going to pursue Bud like that. You see what I mean? Because he knows right now it's too many killers in that ocean. Bud already 35. He coming over the hill soon. So he got a year and a half, about 3 more years left in the game. Don't nobody. That's too much of a risk, and he already don't sell. So it's too much of a risk to take that under your umbrella. So only people who have always shown him love is Top Rank, and he'll be a fool not to go back to him. I'm not the person that's going to tell him if you go back to Top Rank, he's stupid. No, hell no. At the end of the day, it's about take care of your family. So if he go back to Top Rank, I'm gonna salute that because that's guaranteed money. That's this, that's that. All the above, because don't nobody else want him. He a man with no land. He a homeless man. You heard what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie Hearn don't want him. Why? Because
He ain't got
he don't
only
have
key.
no other fighters. He
Ain't no
don't have no
fights
other
for him.
fighters.
Yeah.
And not only do he not have the fighters, he know Terrence Crawford don't sell enough for them to do joint ventures. He don't sell enough. So you're losing money. And again, we all talk about how Al Heyman and everybody doing Bud, and Bud is so disrespectful, and I feel sorry for him. Fuck that. Bud created this narrative. Why? Because Bud stayed with the man who has been disrespecting him for years publicly, and he still stayed there. So what do you think he was going to do? Everything that everything that Bob Aaron was doing, it was kind of like he was blackmailing. It was kind of like he was tricking Bud to don't nobody want you. Like that boyfriend tell his girl, you the ugliest chick I ever had. Now her self-esteem so low and she stayed with him. That's how Bob Aaron was doing, Bud. He had everybody out here thinking the man can't sell or knowing he can't sell. So why would they take a risk with their business ventures? So he would have to stay with Top Rank. And Bud still end up leaving. Bud's going to have to come back to Top Rank, or he's going to retire soon. Or he's going to be in the same situation where he's taking these low-ass splits with no guaranteed money. Watch what I say.
Hey, well, with respect to that, bro, let's be honest. 35% of I project the fight total revenue to probably do somewhere in the ballpark of anywhere from 50 to 75 million.
It's gonna do more than that, bro. It's gonna do more than that.
I'm just saying, I'm projecting 50 to 75. The midpoint of that, about 60 million. I don't think it's $100 million fight. If it's $100 million fight, it's because they did charging $120 for the pay-per-view, and $500 for nosebleed seats, face value, before the scalpers get it. And I don't think that's gonna happen. But we'll see, man. This is, I don't remember in recent history, aside from Mayweather Pacquiao, I don't remember a fight like this being talked up. I mean, I guess the fucking first Canelo and Triple G fight, maybe. But I don't even think that was to this point. I mean, and maybe some of the other brothers, maybe one of you brothers can correct me. But can you recall a fight that was that mustered up this kind of discussion on the chat
only
boards?
Pacquiao, probably Pacquiao and Mayweather. That's it.
Yeah, I can't think of not in my life.
Think about how long ago that was.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard and what I'm saying, Hagler, those fights was like, crazy, bro.
That's even longer ago. Yeah.
Mike Tyson and
Tyson
Lewis. All Mike Tyson fights were crazy like that. They were fighting during his fights. That dude had so much energy in his fights, man. Niggas was going at it.
Well, we talking about as far as thinking of a guy that can beat him. Nobody thought Mike Tyson would lose except for Lewis. That was
Lewis and let me see, Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock, that was a damn good ass fight. Let me see. Yeah, you about right, man. You about right. You know what I'm saying? But we've had some exciting ones, man. It's just that it's hard to go back in your memory.
Right.
Because we had so many. I'm talking about Tito and Oscar De La Hoya. And we've had some great matchups, man. It's just they go by so damn fast that you forget. That's why it's so important for Bud to fight these fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't fight less luster competition and be remembered. You see what I'm saying? And for him to keep repeating his accolades and having fought no signature fights, and him being a special fighter, that's a big problem, bro.
Hold on, let me say this in the chat to Joan. Joan has said to Cash Crypto, I mean, Errol could have fought Bud before Sean. Didn't Bud fight Porter? Isn't Porter part of the PBC? Didn't Bud have a belt? That's what you're not getting. Like, this had to happen last. It had to happen last. And look how long we wait now. Now think about it. If Bud only, man, look, they both have egos. They both have egos, right? And that's cool. They both should have egos because they doing their thing. Now imagine Earl having one belt and Crawford having one belt. Man, this fight would never happen because neither one of the sides gonna think they're bigger or smaller than the other one. Well, you got one belt, I got one belt. It had to happen now to where it's I got three, you got one, or Bud had three and Earl had one. It got to be something to where the pie has to be broken up to where it's easily seen you're the A side and not just somebody's opinion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
So
just
if they would have
imagine if
fought
like
when they both
Bud
had
wouldn't have
one
fought.
belt,
Yeah,
if they would have both fought when they both had one belt, this fight from back then till now will still be trying to get made. Like it's bigger than just two fighters saying they want to fight each other. The money got to be there. Y'all listen to me. Y'all ride Crawford nuts so good, but don't support the man fights. How the man only selling? He the biggest pound for pound flop there's ever been. How? And I don't mean skills. I mean how you number one pound for pound and nobody watching your fights, bruh. Or everybody streaming all your fights. So either all your fans is hoodlums and thieves, or nobody watching you fight. Either way, it's not benefiting your name, your brand, or even your family. So at
but
the
you
end
know
of the
what though
day,
too, I blame Bud's fans the reason why this fight's taking so
no,
long.
bro, it's 100% Bud fans. It's 100% Bud fans, but they don't
Is
want to
they
admit it.
fault?
Is there if you really had Earl, all y'all in here defending Bud back to back, well, you need to be talking to all the other Bud fans. You need to call every Bud fan in America, get on a goddamn a 3 million way call and tell them buy the fight, buy the fight, buy the fight,
But
stop
but let
stealing. You
me
take
let
it
me
from
let
his
me let me
family.
put this out there. What do you think it is? Because EJ ain't no type of fighter that what I'm saying, brags on his accomplishments. He just go out there and he try to fight the best. Why do you think he gets so much hate from boxing fans? You know what I'm saying? Why
because
you have so many detractors?
Because you got to pick a
because
side.
because you got to pick a side, and also because you know the PBC is full of what they call pretty boys. So the hatred is for Floyd because he's so heavily synonymous with the PBC, right? He's so heavily synonymous with it. So he's getting some of that spillover, I think, with the hatred for Floyd. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the only thing I can come up with.
Well,
No,
I
you
mean, there's
thinking
others in there.
you
I
thinking
got
like
something better.
since he got famous, since he got famous when he gave Floyd the black eye. You think he's kind of like linked up with
No.
Floyd in some kind of way? Or
Well,
what do
No,
you
this is
think?
what it is. This is what it is. Let me say this, Pool. And I want to get your feedback on this, Pool. Let me see what you think about this, right? In the chat, I want to see what y'all think about this, right? This why Earl get the hate, or when it comes to the Bud, he get the hate, or you got people just saying, oh, Bud is gonna wash him. It's gonna be an easy fight too, right? I think it's more like this, just like in basketball. That kid that got a million handles and he crossing everybody out, making everybody fall, and ooh, that's nice. But at the end of the game, he only had 13 points. But then you got that guy, all he do is a 2 dribble pull up, something very simple, but he ended up with 30. You didn't know he had 30 because it was so smooth and it
some
was just
Tim
so
Duncan type
smooth.
shit.
Yeah, but the dude that crossed and made 85 people fall, it was ooh, ooh, ooh. It was so many oohs that you was focused on more of the moves and not really he only had 10. You look at the box score at the end of the game, you like, damn, he only had 12? I thought that nigga had 40. But the dude that you didn't even think that was cold, he had a solid 30, but it didn't even look like it until you hit the box score and it's like, oh, damn, he was on fire. He went 7 for 7 at the 3-point line. It's that flamboyant, like that flamboyancy. Like it just looks good. But at the end of the day, it's what works. It worked for Terrence Crawford. He got his fans. Earl got his fans. But my thing is, if everybody's riding Terrence Crawford wave so tough, how is he one of the smallest sellers, pay-per-views and all this, live gates, all this,
Because
God
it's a
damn it, in the
perfect
sport? How?
because it
If he's number
because
one
it's
pound for pound, how?
What's
because
good?
it's a
What
perfect
you think, Judah? Let me get some of the other opinions. Judah, you there?
Yeah,
What you
man.
think?
Look,
Why you think they hate Spence like that, bro? Because all he does is go out there and try to fight the best. I don't get it.
well, I told you what I think, bro. I think a lot of it got to do with that accident, bro. Because before that accident, you had a lot of people that was either riding with Spence or they didn't have an opinion at all. But it seemed like
Hmm.
after when he had that accident, nobody knew whether he was going to be back or not, or whether he was going to be the same Spence. You had a lot of people praying on his downfall. And, they had a long time to pray on it because Spence was out for a whole year, I think. So they had a long time to throw his name in the dirt saying he's not going to be the same or he's not coming back at all. And I'm not just talking about analysts. I'm talking about fans too. So when Spence did come back, he did come back and he came back strong. He was undefeated and he didn't take no tune-ups because a lot of people said, well, if he do come, everything they said he was going to do, he did the opposite. They said, well, if he come back, he going to need some tune-ups. Spence didn't take a tune-up and he was destroying people. So instead of them just being like, you know what, man, I was wrong about this, even better than I thought, They just gonna stick with the hate because some people just can't admit when they're wrong.
That's a fact, bro. Keep riding. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. So
And
you think it's
that's
just
what that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So you just think people just hate to think that they were wrong or whatever. Can't
No,
admit
no,
it.
no. Oh, hey, Judah, let me say this to you, bro, because I love when you on, bro. We'd have been on a couple times riding shit. You know what I'm saying? Killing shit, right?
Yeah.
So let
Yeah,
me
I
say
was
this
coming
to
to
you,
you
Judah.
next, Charles. I was coming
Off
next
of
to
what
you.
you said, Judah. Now think about it. To what you said. Now everybody trying to cover their ass now, bro, because they seen how Earl came back and he looking good in the Ugas fight. Now it's only one person that out of all 30 people, as in like not even 30, but like the top 10 retired boxers, he gonna watch Earl. Earl ain't got a chance. He gonna be out of there by the 5th. Out of everybody that was talking all that shit about Earl, it's only one that's saying it's a guaranteed Terrence Crawford gonna win, and that's James Toney. Everybody else done changed their tune. Well, if I gotta pick, I might lean a little bit now, but it's a 50-50 fight. Earl may get it too. Or Roy Jones. And if Crawford can't get him out of there early, then it's gonna be a long fight because Earl, he a power cook. Like everybody changing their tune because they starting to see themselves like, damn, this may not be as far apart as we think it is.
Facts. And James Toney, he just punch drunk. He ain't
Good night,
his
Yolanda.
mind ain't catch up to what he really want to say. He really want to say the same thing they saying. He just ain't catch up yet.
Well, it's almost like they didn't even watch the man fights. You know what I'm saying? They just gave an opinion without even watching them. Because now, Mike Tyson, when he went back, he was like, I don't know, man. Mike Tyson had to look at it again once he started seeing Spence fights. And it's just kind of weird that these boxers don't really watch boxing like that, bro. They're
Yeah.
not familiar. They're not familiar with these dudes. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
like
they
you said,
just go.
I'll go ahead, Paul. Sorry, keep going, bro.
Yeah, they going with the popular choice.
They going
Not
by
doing
what
their
everybody
homework.
else saying. Oh, everybody saying Crawford. Oh, well, everybody else asked, they say
Exactly.
Crawford. So if I ain't watched, I'll be dumb to say Spence if I'm hearing everybody else say Crawford. Like you said, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, fool, they don't know. It's going whatever they hear.
Mm-hmm. But then when they go back and watch what's going on, it's like, oh hell. You know what I'm saying? This fight, this dude is a machine.
Tim Bradley did a goddamn interview. Tim Bradley last interview, right? He talking about he picking Bud, but shit, 99% of his damn interview he did for like 6-7 minutes was about how Earl could win the damn fight. Like, bro, you sure that's what I'm saying. Terrence Crawford got so many people that he's cool around, so publicly they're picking him. That's why I told you, Poole, how many times have I said we may be shocked the number of people who's voting for Terrence Crawford publicly, but they're betting against him privately.
SOG kept it real though. SOG kept it real every time though. I can't even front. SOG kept it real. Like you could tell he loved Bud, but he know.
Yeah, and to what you said, SOG keep it so real to the fact that he not even like he know like he even Bud better be ready because or Spence should be looking for this. SOG wanted them like he wanted them dudes like us. Man, I don't give a fuck if you don't fuck with me after I tell the truth. I don't care if you don't want to call me. I ain't kissing your ass. He wanted them type of cats. See, a lot of these other cats that Bud keep around him, they're all ass kissers. He's with a team full of ass kissers. That's why at the end of the day with this fight, if he don't have the right Bomac in his corner or the right trainers telling him, hey, Bud, shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm telling you. You get your ass whooped. Listen to what I'm telling you. Focus. Stop doing what you want to do and do what I'm telling you to do. I'm seeing shit you ain't seeing. Pay attention. He got to have that type of coach. Not well, Bud, get your rhythm. Just try to get your rhythm and just whatever you see, do it if you want to. That's not going to work in this fight.
Well, Bud, what I'm saying, he depends a lot on his speed and his athletic ability. What I'm saying, his long arms. What I'm saying? So it's just going to be a real interesting matchup, bro. What I'm saying? To see if EJ could take his punches, it's going to be a long night for Bud, bro. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be bad in there.
Yeah,
And
but I think that's what it goes down to.
man, So I wanted to ask you, Charles, why you think they hate Spence like that?
Man, I think in this world, man, you got people who love you and people who hate you, man. I just think that's how the world go, man. Especially
Yeah.
when you winning. When you winning, man, everybody ain't gonna be on your side, man. You
Mhm.
gonna have your fans, but then you gonna have people who don't like you. But you know what? I think it's needed. You know what I'm saying? It's needed.
Balance, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way that shit go, man. If people see you win too often, they want to see you humble. I don't know what it is about the black community. Mike Tyson, they want to see him lose. You
Not
know
only
what I'm
that,
saying?
Floyd got paid million. Floyd's a billionaire. Floyd's damn near a billionaire off mostly people who paid his fights to hopefully that he lost. Ain't that crazy when you think about it? How the hate is so real. You had more people damn near paying to watch him lose than the motherfucker who's paying to watch him win. Like that's when you know you successful or the hate real.
Hey,
I
Paul,
still
you know
think
what
there's some
too? I
spillover.
do
I'm
agree
sorry,
with
go ahead.
Judah though. Especially with the car accident. I think when that happened, you had like how these fighters now how they talk about Spence now. I think that that accident did play a part. I think it added more negativity to Spence because you got some fighters who take the fight game serious.
Man,
As far
all
as
these
just being
motherfuckers
serious.
drink, man.
What'd you say?
All these motherfuckers drink, man.
Yeah, for
Don't get
sure.
it twisted. Every last one of them drink, man.
I think when it came to Spence before the accident, you couldn't really find nothing to get him on. But now, when that accident happened, they finally had something to get him on, and they just ran with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just interesting to me, man, because they both top fighters. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, they made it personal with EJ. Trying to find something to get in his head. I think it was like a psychological attack to try to tear him down. Try to get him to think about that kind of stuff, so he'll start to spiral down. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so personal, and EJ just showed him. You know what I'm saying? He's strong mentally. For everything he went through. And I think that really pissed a lot of people off. Because you never see anybody go at Bud like that, what I'm saying, on the personal side. You know what I'm saying? And not that, Bud got a lot of shit out there. A lot of people don't understand, but boxing fans ain't interested in that, especially on the EJ side. Nobody want to tear down Crawford. We just want to see the fight. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
think that's
saying?
so corny for like Bud fans to talk about his car accident. I mean, let's keep it boxing. That man got kids, he got a
Right,
family, so
right.
I just think that's so corny. You know what I'm saying? To talk about his accident to make fun about him drinking. This shit is so corny.
Yeah, because people were saying crazy shit like, what I'm saying, he never gonna box again. They were saying like his legs wasn't working and just saying all kind of negative things, what I'm
Bomac
saying, to put
talking
out
about his
there.
drink ain't shit. I got you.
So, I just never seen that before. It maybe because we didn't have social media, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. I just never seen that kind of hate before.
But I still say there's the what was it after the what was it after the Berto fight? No,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't
Talking about
after the
Floyd.
Berto fight. Yeah, when he was sitting out there and he was talking about how he was saying that he's going to vacate and he's going to set it up for him to fight for one of his belts. EJ had the Caselli shades on and shit. I still say that a lot of this is just hatred for the PBC in general. You know what I mean? And that goes for Adrian Broner, the twins. They just people don't like the PBC, and I think a lot of that had some spillover, and I think he's just catching some backlash from that. That's just my personal
Hey, you know
opinion.
Yeah,
what?
but
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Because if you look at it, I was just telling somebody else there, bro. Like a lot of people look at. I think we said that on this panel one time. We was asking, how is it that Bud can be seen as pound for pound #1 with his resume? And I'll tell you how. The reason is because Bud is undefeated. Errol Spence is undefeated. Now, if you didn't have a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence would probably be #1. But I'm telling you what old media does. Old media don't want to give PBC no kind of recognition. So the reason
mm-hmm.
why Terrence Crawford is pound for pound #1 is so they don't have to put Errol Spence pound for pound #1. Y'all got to start paying attention, bro. 'Cause look at Terrence Crawford's resume. I want y'all to do something. Look at Terrence Crawford's resume and imagine him being a PBC fighter under Al Heyman and tell me if you think he would still be pound for pound #1.
Motherfucker be like number 7,
Mm,
number
Right.
9.
It'll
Well, I
be
mean, if
it'll
he
be it'll
beat
be
those
it'll
guys,
be Monster anyway. Monster anyway will
that's a
be
good point, Judah.
That's the
I
fact,
mean, if
Judah.
he
Right.
beat those guys, in that stable in the same fashion, sure, why not?
No, that's not how it go, bro. You got to think about it. Half of the rankings I put out is through ESPN. They're one of the major top ranking top ranking analysts. They the ones who really creating all this stuff like that. So they have to say so. That's what I'm saying. Even with Terrence Crawford being on a worldwide network, how are you still selling the lowest pay-per-views and you have the biggest brand company behind you?
Because the business model is not a pay-per-view type deal. When you think ESPN, you don't think pay-per-view. And there was also, getting back to that, you asked that earlier, getting back to that, it's also a perfect storm where, it's like bootlegging is at an all, streaming. There was a time 3 years ago where if you didn't know where the stream was, you didn't know. You can Google that motherfucker now. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm not even speaking just pay-per-view. I'm speaking of getting your name out there to the world. You're on the biggest brand website in the world, ESPN. And what I'm saying is, on that platform, everybody should know your name. And if everybody know your name off of you being behind this brand, that alone with putting you out into the world as their top ESPN's best fighter, that alone. And it's been for years he's been looked at as ESPN's best fighter, because, of course, before the others got before that. So with everybody knowing your name, that really helps your brand. You're the lowest, one of the lowest. Like, he's gonna have to go. Long story short, he's gonna have to go back to Top Rank because he'll never see the money. He will never see the money that he's seen with anybody else. So again, it might happen. And if it do, I'm not even mad at him. Get your money, bro. I'm never gonna hate on that. You ain't gonna never hear me, no matter how many times we on here, I ain't gonna never say, look at him, he ran back to Top Rank. No, he did what he was supposed to do. He went and got a guaranteed bag. You see what I'm saying? Especially when he out here putting himself as a free agent and don't nobody want him. It's like that girlfriend that break up with her boyfriend because she thinks she feeling herself. Then she get out here and realize don't nobody want to do nothing but have sex with her. Now she coming back to her boyfriend. Nah, shorty, stay in them streets.
Suge Knight Cigar talking crazy, bro. At age 32, Sugar Ray, who is the same size as Spence, fought Hagler and beat him. Bud and Errol both don't have impressive resis. They both never beat a future Hall.
Sugar Ray 32 there? 32,
yeah.
He lost to who's that? 32. Then he lost to Camacho. Who's that he lost to?
Nah, this was before. That was later, man. When he lost to Camacho and Terry. But I'm just saying, I mean, you can't compare era for era like that, bro. I mean, you can't do that. Like, I mean, I don't get the point he's trying to make. At age 32, Sugar Ray, who's the same size as Spence, fought Hagler. They didn't fight at 147, number one. That was for the middleweight title, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
Well, I mean, to debunk that, bro. To debunk that, first of all, Spence was signed to fight a future Hall of Fame. It was Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he couldn't help that, he had an eye injury. He had an eye injury that pulled him out of that. And as far as him moving up to fight somebody bigger who may be a Hall of Famer, he also tried to fight Canelo Alvarez. A lot of y'all don't do y'all research or don't remember, but Errol Spence was signed to fight Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez turned that down.
He wasn't signed. Was he signed?
I mean, not signed. I'm sorry, not signed.
They tried to get
put him in
Canelo
that
to do
deal.
the contract. Yeah, they offered him a deal and Canelo did turn it down. It was Canelo who did turn it down, and that was even out of Canelo's camp. They did turn it down.
What goddamn weight was they gonna fight at?
They was gonna catch weight, but my point is, no, listen, let me say this.
160. I think he was talking about 160.
But let me say this. No, let me say this. All I'm trying to tell you is that whoever wrote that comment, that's been debunked about Errol Spence, because he was signed to fight a Hall of Famer. He was signed to fight a Hall of Famer, and he was gonna move up to fight Canelo Alvarez, who was scared to fight Errol Spence.
Hey, you know what, too? I'm not too big on the Hall of Fame anymore, man, because they got Rocky Balboa in the Hall of Fame, and that's a fictional character.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, you still want to be there, though. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You still want to be there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you definitely want to be there. I mean, I think Bud Crawford, if he didn't do anything else, I think he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Bud's in the Hall of Fame because you got fighters in the Hall of Fame that's done less.
The thing is, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame right now if he go, but he's not first ballot. So he'll eventually get in there, but they're not going to rush to put him in there because they do go off resumes. And when you do have, when you look at a fighter who hasn't,
then why the fuck is Mike Tyson in there? Knockout ratio and the first fighter to the youngest heavyweight champion of all time and
Okay, just that
the
alone.
first.
Yeah,
Then
but he lost. He
listen,
lost
just
all
'cause-
his big fights.
Right,
that's
that's my point.
100%,
Exactly,
100%. But what I'm
exactly.
saying is, with him being the youngest heavyweight champion ever, alone is an amazing feat. That alone got him in there, damn near.
But one of
I
eight,
think he'll
one of
get in.
eight undisputed champions in the four belt era. That's enough. Mike Tyson, the first to unify three belts in the three belt era. Bud Crawford who was the first in the four belt era? Was it JT? Jermaine Taylor?
Yep,
Is
I,
yep,
it
I
four
yep,
belt?
believe
Yeah,
so.
yep.
Yeah,
yeah, it
Jermaine
was. It
Yo,
Taylor.
was Jermaine
hey,
Taylor.
I
D
just want
Hop
to add
did it.
one more.
Yeah.
Yo, I just want to add one more thing. I'm gonna let y'all cook back to that point I was making. Now I just told y'all how how Errol Spence, how I debunked the fact that Errol Spence is not on Sugar Ray level or didn't have the same amount of heart. My question to you is why don't Bud check off in them category? Because he was also faced with an option to fight Manny Pacquiao and his camp turned it down. And
Hmm.
what fighter over 147 has Bud ever moved up the fight?
I thought
None.
Aram said he wouldn't make the fight because he didn't want to see Manny get his ass kicked.
No,
That's
what
what I
happened
I
thought.
heard
was
I heard that I
Bomac
heard that
told him
I
not to
heard that,
sign the
but
contract.
Bomac told him,
Womack
yeah,
said,
Bomac told him not to sign that.
yep, it was Bomac. It was Terrence Crawford camp. They didn't sign that. Talking about the money. Talking about it was something about some money.
It
So
was a
again,
done
is it
deal.
legacy or not?
It was a 80-20 split, and he told him not to sign it.
I
But he
bet you
didn't
Errol
want to
Spence
sign an
would have
80. He
signed it.
didn't want to sign an 80-20
I bet
split
you
for a
Errol
legacy
Spence
fight like that.
I bet you
Errol
Errol
Spence
Spence
would have
would have
signed that
signed the
motherfucker
80-20
the
deal.
same night. Errol Spence would have signed that bitch the same night.
Well, that was a duck. I mean, that was a duck by Bob Arum, an inverse duck. If he offered him 20%, that means he offered him something he knew he wasn't gonna fucking take. You know what I mean? So I don't put that on Crawford, but that's
Bro,
just
I
me.
put that on Crawford. I
He
put
been
that
He
fighting
on
was
for
going
Crawford
7
because
years.
10%.
hold on, listen, bro. I put that on Crawford because first of
You
all,
wrap that up
Crawford.
for me, baby.
Listen, I put that on Crawford just off the fact
Okay.
Mayweather took what from De La Hoya. Okay, we take a 30% split for De La Hoya, and Mayweather was the bigger name at the time. And then
Not
De
the
La
same
Hoya had more.
argument.
He had bigger names under his belt. So at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do, especially when you knowing that if he knew he could beat him, like why not get that name and that little money? Like,
I
come on, bro.
guarantee you,
He
Floyd ain't take no motherfucking 20.
he
If we
took
could see
30.
the
He took
book,
a 70-30 split.
was it 70-30?
70-30.
Okay, I rest my case. Okay, touche, my nigga.
Oh
Okay.
no, it ain't nothing like that, bro. You know it's all love on here.
No,
Yeah,
that's
No,
the
I'm saying,
problem.
no,
I'm
I'm
just saying
saying
if you
touche.
can't
Problem
take a
Like
is,
I
split
gotta
like
shut
man.
the
that.
fuck up because like I gotta shut the fuck up. Then if that's what it was, that's what it was. Touche. I
Oh
heard
no,
that.
Right.
hell no. You know it's all love, my
No.
boy. I'm
You
just
know.
saying sometimes we could probably look at it like I'm telling you, if Earl was presented that 80-20, I'm not saying I can't 100% say would have took it, but they got more negotiating power because Earl sells out more. See, Terrence Crawford it's not just about his ability to fight, it's that his marketing and nobody's watching him. If Terrence Crawford had the ability to sell, man, probably be a marketing genius of today's time with the skill he already got. He's Showtime with the skills. It's just nobody's watching him on a worldwide scale, not a worldwide, but on a U.S. scale. His numbers is not showing people watching him.
The flip side of that too is you can't give a motherfucker something for free and then charge him. They cheapened his brand by giving him away for free. They never built him as a pay per view fighter. And I think, again, that's the PBC. That's their business model. It's a pay per view business model. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? ESPN, you can't give a motherfucker something for free and then all of a sudden start charging them for it. The motherfucker was free yesterday, and now you're trying to charge me for it today. Buyer psychology, I work in it. That's kind of what I do. Buyers don't think like that. Like
That's a
they
fact,
just,
bro. You
you know
hit
what
the
I'm
nail.
saying?
You hit the nail on the
Look at
head.
the
You hit the nail
zone.
on
I
the
mean,
head. That's a fact.
take a look at the zone. They said the zone said that pay per view was gonna be dead, and now they doing pay per view. Ain't that something? You know what I'm
Well, the
saying?
economy, the economy, there's some and that's why I say, when people were talking, we talked about this, um, I'm not going to argue with about the negotiations because I don't see the financials. And no businessman, Al Heyman, even if it is a 70-30, EJ not getting 70. That's why Bud want to see the books, because he like, wait a minute, you giving me 30% and you telling me that you're gonna keep 70. Well, goddamn it, how much you get? Because it's different if you telling me he gonna get 40%, I'm gonna get 30%, and y'all keep 30%. Okay, I'm cool with that. But if you giving me 30%, you gonna keep 10%, and he gonna get 60%, nigga, hell no.
But my thing is this
So
too.
I
It's like you
understand
at a
that. I
job.
understand that.
It's like you at a job, right? And they give you they give you the offer letter, and they give you like a certain salary, and you say, you know what? Nah, let me see y'all books real. They're gonna be like, fuck you.
Right.
Listen, bro, that shit ain't happening. At the end of the day, Terrence Crawford is not with Bob Arum no more. So Terrence Crawford is a novice to all this shit. He doesn't know what's going on. Is he wrong for asking the questions he asked? Definitely not. But what I'm
Definitely not.
saying is he's not a partner with them. He's somebody working for them. He's not a partner. As in them, Showtime or Fox or whoever putting the fight.
Well, basically, you're a contractor, bro. And you're a contractor. You're not
Yep.
gonna see no books, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Hmm.
gonna happen. And he know that though. You know what I'm saying? So why would you ask PBC, who already devalue you? They don't see you as being worth. The only person who see you as worth something is EJ. So a lot of the fans, you know what I'm saying, they hating on EJ, but really Crawford only getting a deal because of EJ. You know what I'm saying? EJ want the fight. It's the
But
only
I
Hmm.
fight that he
do
wants.
like, but I do like the fact that how they spinning that shit. And they saying what Bud say? They doing that because they don't got no confidence that he gonna win the fight. They know he gonna lose. I like that shit. I like that shit. I like that shit. Talk that shit. You know what I'm
I
saying? I
don't
like
know.
it.
I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
I don't know. I
hey,
think it's more about business. You know what I'm saying?
No,
They
I
want
don't
somebody.
agree. I don't
They
agree with
want to
it.
bring the asses to the seats, and they're not.
Yep.
They seen what Crawford done in the past, and they see his fan. He don't really carry a fan base. You know what I'm saying? EJ, I'm not saying he's a superstar, but at least he gets you 350,000 people. You know what I'm saying, to buy pay-per-views, and that's what they're looking at. They're not looking at who's the best in the ring. You know what I'm saying? They're just looking at, are they going to get a profit? Are they going to get a return on the money that they invest? You know what I'm saying? If they give these
Hey,
niggas like you give EJ 30, you give Crawford 15, you know what I'm saying? They want to be able to get all that money back. I think that's all it is.
hey, I
Yeah,
got a
because
You
you
know,
question.
understand is Bob
I
Arum
got a
got
question
fight. I
real
mean, not
quick,
Bob
bro.
Arum, but Al got fighters. So
Yo,
like, if Spence lose, I mean, he got other fighters. Like you got
mhm.
He
Boots over.
got
You got
fighters, but he ain't
he
got
got
no
he got
dates though.
fighters over there.
But he
hey,
ain't
look.
some weird going on over there though. We not getting the free fights on Fox no more. There's some weird shit going on over at the PBC,
Hey,
bro. Niggas ain't getting dates.
hey, look. Let me ask a question right quick, man. My phone about to die. I'm gonna ask this one question. I want y'all to answer before I get off. I want to know why when Bud said he met Blue Blood in person. Well, Blue Blood said he met Bud in person in New Jersey, and that's when Bud told him that he agreed to everything, but Spencer was scared to sign. Now you know that took the internet by storm. Everybody ran with that. EJ scared. We told you he ducking. He don't want to fight Crawford. Everybody accepted that for what it was. So why then 2 days later, when Crawford come out and said, you know what? Books before I agree to everything. Why nobody calling him out on that bold face ass lie? How one day you tell us you seen everything and agreed to everything, then 2 days later you tell us, well, I need to see everything before I agree to it. That's a bold face ass lie.
Yep. I was just
Mm.
saying that
Nobody
too, man.
nobody talking
Like
about
like
that.
Bud's a liar.
Nobody talking about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, but it's
Yeah.
always been this way. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you start putting the facts up there, people start gaslighting you. Making excuses, and like when he said he wasn't gonna that the fight was behind him, people's like, well, he's tired of this and that. He's tired of chasing EJ. So they're gonna move the goalposts when these things come out. I don't even look at it no more because I don't really believe nothing that comes out like that anymore. Like from the Crawford camp, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking for the final. Somebody put yourself on mute. Yourself on mute. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the final result. You know what I'm saying? So because you can't believe none of this shit, bro. You know what
It's all
I'm saying?
gonna come out at the post fight presser and to come in subsequent weeks. It's all gonna come out. It's all gonna come out. It will be public information eventually. Win,
Hey,
lose, and
Mm.
draw.
let me say this, man. I was looking at the thing because we talking about all this stuff we talking about now. Just the respect level that they got for each other. Like, you never hear Earl just disrespecting Crawford, bro.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Or vice versa.
Yeah, the hell you do. Crawford be talking hella shit about them, bro.
Yeah, I take that back, B. I take that back,
Yeah,
man.
the hell.
Crawford, when Crawford's team was talking
Crawford
about
and
his
his whole camp.
accident, Crawford had a chance to
Not to
shoot it
and
down and tell him to chill out.
not to mention, Crawford was just on the thing with Bill Bellamy, and when Bill Bellamy made the car accident joke, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, if that was Earl, he'd be like, "Yeah, bro, that ain't cool though." Like, it just different type of temperaments, bro. Different type of mentalities. Like, first of all, ain't no old head in his camp to even keep nobody under their team cool. Like, everybody just want to be fake tough type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
When Jermell get to running off at his mouth, even in the interview, what you would see Derrick James say, "Hey, we ain't doing that. Hey, chill, cut that off."
Right,
Like,
right,
I'm not
right.
gonna let you embarrass yourself for your own brand. I'm not gonna let you drown your own ship by being unaware. Like, ain't got nobody under their camp that's really with the shit, and that's why them bringing up new fighters and new fighters under them. They're gonna turn Keyshawn into something he don't need to be, because there's no old heads giving true knowledge in that camp. Only person I can see that was in that camp that had that was what's his name that lost to Shakur Stevens,
Jamel.
was in the
Jamel.
army or whatever, huh?
Jamel.
Yeah,
He the
Jamel
only
Harris.
one, bro.
Hey,
He the only one, fam.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Jamel. You know what I'm saying? He with the shits, bro. He seemed like one of them hot heads, bro. Like if
That
you
nigga's
seen
a
him in the
Marine,
streets,
dog.
yeah,
All them
that
niggas
dude
crazy.
there, man, that you could tell he always on 10. You know what I'm
Who you
saying?
talking about, Jermell Charlo or Jamel
Yeah,
with Crawford?
Jamel Charlo. You know what I'm
No, we
saying? He
talking
Oh
about
no, we talking
Jamel.
about
We talking
Jamel
about
Harris.
Jamel from Crawford, and we saying like he the only
Crawford.
reasonable one that was in their camp that you could look at as like an old head, good advice. I'm not gonna let you say certain things
oh.
around me to guide the youth words. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
ain't no way in hell Bernie the boxer, Bo Mack, and all them at the age they had. They really like a couple steps from Adrian Broner, like almost just gone.
mm-hmm.
People that's gone say anything. Like I said, when Bill Bellamy made that, because at the end of the day, y'all all under the same umbrella when it come to boxing. Y'all in the brotherhood. You know what I mean? So when Bill Bellamy made that car accident joke and all this, Terrence Crawford, instead of smirking, it should have been like, "Yeah, bro, you tripping? Calm down, bro. Leave that alone." Earl would have been like, "Man, all right, bro, leave that alone. That ain't cool." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
Well,
at least
but
he didn't put 10 on 20. You know what I'm saying? You know, he just fell back. You know what I'm saying? And Bill Bellamy, he was just trying to ingratiate himself with Crawford
I
because
was
really,
just gonna
really,
say,
he don't. You could tell he
corny as
don't know the
fuck.
sport. You know,
Nigga was
Bellamy,
corny
right,
the motherfucker.
right.
Yeah.
He
Bill
see, he just
Bellamy,
trying to. Yeah,
he was trying to kiss Crawford ass in the light. So by doing
right,
that, it ended up being an Earl diss. You know what I mean?
right. So he just kind of played it wrong. He didn't know how to be neutral, and you know what I'm saying. You know, he just busted into the podcast. He don't know what the hell he doing.
But come on,
He
peep
don't
this
even.
though, fool. Peep this. How often you done heard they whole camp make fun about Earl after the accident and Nick Dammer lost his life? Drunk ain't shit. You know he can't stay off the bottle if he ain't drunk. How many times have you ever heard anybody in Earl's camp say anything about Terrence Crawford getting shot in the head or getting grazed by a bullet? You've
Shit,
never heard it.
I never heard
You've
it. Mm-mm.
never heard it, bro.
Well,
Even
because
after
it's
all the
two
Earl,
different.
hold on, bro. Even after all the Earl slander, no, that was some dice betting type shit to why he got grazed with that bullet, bro. I got
Right,
people in Nebraska that know up
right,
close
right,
what was going on. I'm not far from
right,
Nebraska. You see what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
I'm telling you what I know. But how often do you ever hear anybody from their camp bring up anything about that altercation, whether if it was right,
Well, the
wrong,
reason
or
I say
indifferent?
it's two different. The reason I say it's two different situations is because one guy flipped a Ferrari. This another nigga that just left. The dice came on the corner, might have hit for 1,200, and then his car counting the money. It's a lot of fives and ones and tens and shit. It's, you know what I'm saying. It's two different. it's two different situations. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't the
That's all
point,
I'm saying.
bro. It ain't the point, bro. If I spill ketchup on my shirt and you spill mustard on your shirt, it's still a stain, my boy. It's still a stain, bro. You see what I'm
But yeah,
saying?
if I spill, but if I
I'm not
spill,
going off of, I'm not going off of right and wrong. I'm
but
just
if I
saying in general, that could be they get back, right or wrong. If you call my mama a B, next thing I'm probably gonna say is no, yo, mom. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it
well,
go. But I'm
well,
saying
but
after all the talking shit in the media, disrespecting the man, you've never heard this man disrespect him on that level. Is all I'm saying.
well, I'm just saying if I stain a polo, that's a whole lot different than staining a motherfucking Burberry or a goddamn Amiri shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It's a
Hey,
whole lot
Earl
different.
could have died though, right?
Fuck
Yes
yeah,
or
he
no?
That's
could
true.
have died.
Terrence
Yeah,
Crawford could have
All right.
died too, though, right?
yeah,
They both
yeah,
survived, though, right?
yeah,
All
they
right.
could.
All
Same
right,
damn
gentlemen.
difference.
I wanna get y'all opinions on this. You know what I'm saying? Conor Benn, you know what I'm saying, he tested positive for drugs. And
Fucking goofy.
I just wanted to put it out there, man, cause I was like, I just thought this shit was crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, lawyer to the game? What's that?
What's going
You know
on?
what I'm saying? Hey, and yeah, so he's trying to get the fight to go forward. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people think the fight should be canceled, bro,
It
because
should
of this.
be.
And what y'all think about this here, man?
It should be canceled. It should be canceled. You can't get in there. It's all, we already know the cliche argument. It's already a brutal sport. If you dirty, I'm not getting in there with you. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm.
There's not really. There's nothing really
That's a fact.
other. Yeah, that's it. And that's it.
So
I
so
mean,
what you think? His other now they're starting to question his other wins. You know what I'm
you
saying? Since
have
he did
to.
this.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to. You
You
have
know what,
to.
Pool? I think that he should have never moved up anyway. It's so much
Mm-hmm.
comp at 147. Like, if you knew you couldn't make the weight, because I mean, I would suspect that he did that so he can bulk up. Like, bro, you knew you couldn't make the weight. Why move up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, cause it's
Mm-hmm.
about carrying the power. You can move up, but we know that 75, 85% of the time, you're not taking that power with you.
Right.
You're just not.
Yeah, and another thing, he was so cut, you know what I'm saying? He was cut up like a bag of dope. You know what I'm saying? When you move up, you got the same body you had at 147. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
saying? In that short period of time, carrying all the muscle and everything. So, we looking at Canelo sideways for the same thing, you know what I mean? But they allow him to get away with it.
hmm
Is this where boxing going? Because this is a disgrace on Nigel being named. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
he's a legacy boxer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was guaranteed to go into the Hall of Fame as long as he won and did the right things. Because his dad was a legend. And now he done messed up royally. You know what I'm saying? This
Yep.
looks bad on boxing. Look at how many people are testing positive. You know what I'm saying, for banned substances. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of pressure, but what I'm saying, we can't let him off the hook, bro. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? And this nigga is still talking about he didn't violate. He didn't get suspended. He's in denial, bro. Talking about, he haven't done anything wrong. I'm like, bro, what is going on today, bro? What is happening?
You
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it has to
saying?
Paul,
be taken
Paul,
seriously too,
you
man.
yeah, Paul, you hit on something I said earlier on Keon channel. Is that he fucked up his legacy, his last name was Pops. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you don't understand it now. Now the Ben name is associated with this, and it's worse because this was like a story fight for the country. The
Ain't that
sons are
nigga
now fighting.
adopted?
Oh
Now,
shit.
hey, guys, not only that, but when it come down to doing business, say his next 5, 6 fights, he knock people out and build an even bigger name for himself. Now you got people who could be sponsors to him. They don't want to get near that. You see what I'm saying? Because it's
Yeah.
like you're a drug sheet, or we don't know if you are. Like it's just a lot when you're dealing in that type of world. But that's
But ain't that nigga adopted though?
I mean, whatever,
I don't know.
No,
whatever
I know
his
he don't look like Nigel. I tell you that.
no, I believe that nigga's adopted. Somebody hit the Google on that. I do believe that nigga is adopted though.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Well,
Man,
he got the
that nigga look
don't
like he
matter.
Iranian or some shit.
He got the Ben last name, so no one gonna look into it that deep. It's really a black eye on UK boxing, to be honest, because this is two legendary UK fighters, and it was getting passed down to the next generation for the rivalry, you know, and that was huge. And you know what? He needs to be suspended from the sport because he definitely does, because you know what is really dangerous about this, right? Why, and to see why his bitch ass cheating ass has so much confidence is it's always, and people know it's harder to suck down and weight. So this guy basically was having Eubank, who was fighting at 160 for over a decade probably at this point, and now you want him to come down 3 more pounds to drain, which fucks with your punch resistance, for you to not have to drop as much weight, probably be at your walk around weight, and then take some fucking roids and shit to make you stronger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. In the era of, there's one thing that these new school guys have that the old school guys didn't, and that's called Performance Institute strength and conditioning regimens. And I think, and I'm not saying, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate for a second. Is it possible? And is it possible that he quote unquote didn't know?
Oh shit.
It doesn't matter.
Impossible.
It doesn't matter. He's in control. And the person's coming to him. He's in charge of his team. He's in charge. It don't matter.
He's been a boxing all his life.
But I'm
another thing too, man. Those old boxers, they fought more often, so they were able to stay sharper. You know what I'm saying? The more you fight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get injuries and your body takes more punishment, but you know, the more you fight, you know what I'm saying, the better you get as a fighter.
That's
You
a
know,
fact,
your muscle memory stays there. See, these fighters, they taking years off. They take 2 years off. They got to get a tune-up fight just to come back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a difference between the old fighters and the young fighters today. They making more money. You know what I'm saying? They taking more time off to heal and stuff like that.
I mean, we can say that during that 2-year absence of Floyd, he came back a little more bigger, dog. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, I ain't putting nothing negative on Floyd until, you know. But Poole, like you said, it's crazy how now, like you said, how the fighters ain't so active. They damn near got to take a tune-up fight to get the fight that they really want.
That's crazy.
But it's the skills. Your skills.
Hey, Poole, I want to fight. I want to fight him, but I gotta take a tune-up before I can even be able to fight him. Because, like you said,
think about it. Think about it. Have you ever went out there? You know, you play basketball, right? And you know, you go out there and you play every day. You know what I'm saying? You can make all your moves in line. You know what I'm saying? Your jumpers clicking, but you take a couple of weeks off, then come back to the court. Your shit's off.
Big difference.
Your shit's off. It's the same with boxing. It's worse. Because you got to get your jab back, you got to get your timing back, you got to get your footwork right. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your defense together. So, you know, it's hard, man. They keep playing around with this, and you know they got to fight more often, bro. You know what I'm saying? They just got to do it, or they got to stay in that gym and keep on, you know, working on their craft.
Well,
and
it's not, but it wasn't as revenue driven then on the side of the fighters. You know, you got a guy that, you know the promoter's going to make $2 million, but he's cool with getting 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays these guys, if they know the promoter's getting 2 million, they want 1.5. So it's a different, you know, it's a different era, and that's, I think, another big reason why, you know, fighters aren't fighting as often. Shit, if they knew they was gonna get 2 million every time they fight, hell yeah, they fight 3 times. They be pushing for it, and some of these guys want it, but the dates just aren't there. They ain't there, man. You know, the demand for boxing, let's call it what it is. It's a cult. It has a cult following now. It's not mainstream.
to what you saying, I gotta agree 100%, bro. That makes perfect sense. And I use that same analogy when it comes to basketball and the NBA. Like they talk about the 80s and the 90s, how rough it was. Yeah, it was only rough back then because it ain't the players of today is soft. It's the rules have changed because now they're keeping up track with the fucking money they giving out. If you gonna pay LeBron 3 years for fucking $227 million for 3 years, you goddamn right it ain't gonna be no slamming him on his head. That's my goddamn investment. You see what I'm saying? Back then, they was playing for damn near pennies. You see, Michael Jordan said, "My shoes ain't gonna never come down because Michael Jordan should have been getting the money that they paying these players now back then." You see what I'm saying? So I'm agreeing with you, bro.
Oh,
Well, I
but
think
let me get lawyer to the game take on what's going on with EJ and Crawford here. You know, so I love to hear his take on it, man. You know, since he just got up here, I had switched it when he came on. So what do you look at? What do you think of all this that's going on, lawyer to the game?
Man, y'all trying to get me fired up about some shit, man. So,
let me take that down so I can get your take on it.
yes, sir. So first off, I said this earlier. It's about patterns, right? People, life situations. My mentor told me the secret to life is patterns. Things, people have patterns. There's an ongoing pattern with Errol Spence, and there's an ongoing pattern with Terrence Crawford. Here are the patterns. Errol Spence, a fight's coming up. He's quiet. He lays low. He takes care of business. Terrence Crawford, a fight's coming up. There's constantly leaked information about contracts and money and stuff. And I used to blame it on Bob Arum, but now that he's left Bob Arum, I'm seeing the same shit happening with one of the most tight-lipped entities in boxing when it comes to negotiations. No one talks with the PBC. No one's leaking anything. Fights just seem to get made. No one talks about guarantees and money and the books and it's now I look back, right? Because I gave Bob Arum a hard time for this, but I said before, you know, was Bob Arum saying this and that, and you know, Bob Arum stated that Terrence Crawford don't like to sign contracts that are very hard to work with. He said he wished that Bomac wasn't even in the room when they was negotiating. These are stuff Bob Arum said. And now they're away from Bob Arum and we're seeing the same thing. So if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it ain't an alligator. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking it's a duck. And I'm not saying that he's ducking anyone. What I'm saying is there's a constant pattern going on with these guys. And the narrative is always EJ scared. EJ scared. First off, who the fuck is negotiating for you if this is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing and you ain't getting no guaranteed money?
Yep.
That's gotta be one of the dumbest fucking things. A narrative, only a narrative like that could come from Terrence Crawford's team. It's
Well,
always
neither
some
one of
silly.
those guys are getting guaranteed, though. Not to interrupt you,
We
but
don't know nothing. We don't know that. You don't know it. I don't know it. No one knows that. No one knows that. So you gonna tell me Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather, all
that's
these,
different.
all
That's
these.
different.
Hold on a second. Let's be basic. Wilder, Fury. You all right? Let's just be basic. Fuck the names, right? Tell me what big fight you heard of where boxers get no guaranteed money. I'll wait.
I get that, but
All right,
where have we been? But let's be honest, brother, and I got to speak from an investor standpoint. We've never seen market conditions, inflation, interest rates. We've not seen the shit that these are these are you can't compare this shit to anything, bro. Like
true.
it's not, you know.
Who and brother, who am I speaking with? I don't know your name. Doesn't say it.
Mr. Norris, man.
Mr. Norris, respect to you. Salute to you, Mr. Norris.
Likewise, ditto, brother.
Salute to you. Now, with that being said, Mr. Norris, do you fucking think Terrence Crawford the biggest thing about inflation and interest rates?
After fucking bro,
I'm just saying.
listen. If we keeping it funky, Terrence Crawford has his business acumen. I'm very impressed. I would have never thought that. And the things that have been coming out about his business interest outside of the ring with real estate, different businesses and things of that nature. I'm not gonna sell that brother short.
Oh,
I'm just not. I mean,
listen.
he's from the same state as Warren fucking Buffett, brother.
Look, I'm not selling him short on that at all. I'm not talking about his investments outside of boxing. I'm talking about getting a fight man. That's that. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk about his money, what he does
Well,
outside.
no, you're saying that who's negotiating for him if he's will. Here's the thing: if I know I'm getting 30% and I project that the pie is going to be 70 million, and I'm getting 30%, and I've been averaging 3.5, I'm gonna take that. You motherfucking right. Plus, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but let's not act like the narrative that was painted was like what you just said. The narrative that was painted was that Errol Spence is ducking. They gave me a bullshit deal. I'm not even going to get guaranteed money, and that it's a completely different narrative. I understand what you're saying, but that's not their narrative. With that, their narrative is that they're getting fucked over by Al Heyman, and everyone's trying to fuck them over. That's the narrative that they're putting out, and they're doing that, and it's what they're saying even in today. They're doing that now. It's the promoters and Al Heyman, Espinosa are trying to hide Errol Spence, trying to protect him with all this stuff. Look, these guys have been just going with. They're the best at spinning narratives. They all last 4 years they've been talking about Errol Spence has always constantly been a narrative. Ain't gonna be no narrative when y'all motherfuckers get in the ring. Y'all, you gonna have to fight. None of that shit means shit once you hop in that ring and y'all gotta fight. And I'm just saying to myself that the way that they're going about it is, to me, it's unprofessional. Number two, right? Here's a point I'm gonna make about the book. People say all this stuff about he wants to see the books and everything. Terrence Crawford is in this exact position now, like you said, not like a Canelo, because he wrote out his deal with Bob Arum, who didn't make him a big star, or the plan just wasn't the right plan for him to flourish. And then Bob Arum, on the way out the door, said publicly that he lost a lot of money with this guy, to the point where DAZN and Eddie Hearn didn't even want to touch him. He's a pound-for-pound fighter, right? But you didn't hear him ask. You didn't hear him say, "Well, you know what, Bob Arum, if you lost all this money on me, yet you still pay me all these high guarantees, why don't you open up your books and prove it?" But I'm gonna tell you why he's talking about open up your books and this, that, and this third and prove it. Is because they feel they're dealing with a black man. See, a lot of times, and I've seen it. I've seen this plenty of times in my own life, working in corporate America. I had a team. I had a sales team years ago in corporate America, and I called myself hiring my brothers and sisters and trying to give them an experience, a chance,
Fucking
opportunity,
horrible.
and stuff. But I'll go in there, ask them to do something, they roll their nose up, complain, all this stuff, and the master will come behind me who said, "I don't give a fuck about none of y'all," and they'll be like, "Yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir," and that's just the real shit. And that's what's going on in this situation. That's what me personally, and I may be wrong, but I'm just telling you what I think.
So you think it's that Willie Lynch mentality?
Oh, that's been going on. That's the whole reason he's used Errol Spence's name all these years. He felt as if he should have been getting the notoriety and the recognition Errol Spence was getting. And it was like, oh, I want undisputed, but guess what? Boxing looked at me and shitted on me and gave Lomachenko ESPN Fighter of the Year that year, even though I was the first undisputed in 4-belt era at 140, right? Never got his recognition. When Errol Spence started getting all his recognition, he felt like that should have been him. And that's why he was talking shit all this time. And that's why as soon as you said Errol Spence's name before, you see so much emotion come out of Bowman for the time they moved up to 147. Oh, we're going to rip him a new asshole. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Check to check, this and that. Right? There's a pattern.
Well, I will give Crawford one thing. He did say something about Canelo not fighting black fighters.
Oh yeah,
I give him that, because nobody, even Jamel Jamel was saying the thing bad about Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And he did put that out there on the line. So that kind of made me, give Crawford some respect on that.
Well, that's
You
the
know.
only reason to think about it. The only reason he said that about Canelo is because him and Canelo were the argument for being number one and number two pound for pound in the entire sport. That's why he brought that up. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, hey, let me big up black people. Canelo, you duck at black people. No, it was to benefit him. And all I'm saying is, when I feel like, Al Heyman posed a threat to their team, to the person who is his manager. Al Heyman's a manager. That's what he does for a living. And I feel like they went to the Bomac, probably went to negotiations with a chip in his shoulder, like, we ain't coming to PBC. You're not going to get my fight. You're not going to be a manager, and I'm going to be the little manager under you. And this is what it is. Take it or leave it. But he's not all the way equipped to deal with someone like an Al Heyman. Al Heyman gets fights done. Al Heyman gets deals done. Even when we looked at Canelo for way bigger money with Billy Joe Saunders. They went to the table, they negotiated, little things came out about something about like back end endorsement money and all this shit. Or no, it was a thing about if Canelo got hurt, or if a fighter got hurt, Canelo got hurt, he can get the same money just fighting anybody, and they made it through that. Well, all this stuff.
With respect to what you're saying, if I can just interject real quick, bro, you're talking about every time you fight Canelo, that's an extra large pizza. It doesn't matter. It's an extra large pizza. There's with Errol and Terrence, it's not an extra large pizza, bro.
You're going in and out, bro.
Pizza. Yeah, you're going in and out.
Oh, my fault. Let me unplug my charger. When you talk about Canelo, that's an extra large pizza. That's like Floyd. That's an extra large pizza. Even if you only get 2 slices out of that motherfucker, that shit is gonna be like, it's gonna be huge. It's like 2 New York slices. That's a half a fucking pizza. You know what I'm saying? So you're not really worried about it, as opposed to with this particular fight, it's barely a large pizza. Barely a large pizza.
Look.
Okay, with one time.
Listen, I don't think that really matters. Manny Pacquiao came over and they did business, right? If Terrence Crawford was already signed to PBC, this fight would have been made, and he would have been doing every other PBC fighter was doing, which was taking like a small guarantee, like $2 million or 1.2, and doing what every other PBC fighter who's driving a lot of cars and stuff and is getting money is doing, right? With these low guarantees. The reason
you're a news media guy, and maybe so you would be able to validate or disprove my theory on that, which is that their contracts say that you fight who the fuck we tell you to fight. Period.
Well, I mean, that could be true when you're signed to somebody, but we all know that right now in boxing, you kind of have to be under an umbrella, and if you're not under an umbrella, you have to bring enough of a fan base for you to walk around as right. What I'm saying is, Canelo making a fight or the deal with Canelo Alvarez should have been way harder, because there's a lot more. There's more money involved, guaranteed money involved, and a whole bunch of stuff wasn't getting leaked. You didn't see people from Canelo's camp saying anything. You had the same old culprits, Coppinger and those motherfuckers reporting shit, and then the fight got made. Right now, Now, in this instance, it's just like a clusterfuck, to be honest. And the smartest thing Errol Spence could do is just what he's been doing, is just stand the fuck quiet. Just be quiet and watch this shit play out as stupidly as it's playing out. You know.
So let me ask you this, Lloyd, to the game. When you think we're gonna get the fight?
I think probably like the beginning of next year, maybe January. Because the fight needs to be promoted. It's a big fight. It needs to be promoted. Errol said it's next. These guys are still grinding. And I believe they both want to fight each other. I just believe that sometimes, it's like this. If you've been shopping at Walmart all your life for groceries, and then Walmart kick you the fuck out, and now you in Whole Foods, shit might look a little bit weird to you, and you're not used to the shit. Like you don't trust it. You know what I'm saying?
Healthy.
Yeah, you don't trust it. You know what I'm saying?
They got them big ass olives and shit on the salad bar.
Right. Everyone's sitting there telling you.
Hey, them goddamn olives go hard though, bro. Go hard, bro. Don't lie, man. This is go hard.
Hey, nigga, go over there and get healthy and shit. Nigga look 5 years younger.
You got your own promoter while you was there screaming, "Oh, Al Heyman and PBC, they pay their fighters way too much money." But you get over there, you don't trust nothing. You want the books to be open and this and that. Nah, y'all been talking shit about Al Heyman for years. Fuck Al Heyman, this, that, and the third. Now, yeah, they done flew to Dubai, they done flew everywhere. Let me tell you something. It's a matter. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that probably fuck y'all up, and I bet my nuts on it. If Daniel Canahan was in these negotiations, and Daniel Canahan, a white man, came back to Terrence Crawford and said, "These are the numbers. This is what it is. This is the best it could be," the fight would have got made already because the white guy told him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The same way a white guy told him that Amir Khan should get more money than he should for their fight, even though he was a champion, and he went along with it.
That makes sense because a white guy made him rich.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But
and, you know,
when it comes to us and our own, it's like we can't be a chief, and those that look at like us take directive from us and have to be quote unquote Indians. They who the fuck he think he is? Al Heyman. Who the fuck who this nigga think he is doing this? Who he think he is doing that? Who nah. Well, we should do this and that. The same, and none of that shit. Bob Arum sitting around talking shit, then you go, oh, he's a gentleman and he's just an old gentleman, and I know his heart and everything like that. So look, I'm so pissed off with this shit. I just started talking about this shit again because I just want the fight to happen. I just can't wait to wake up the next morning after the fight is over and Bud Crawford has been beaten to a pulp. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the fan base. I can't wait to see some of his family members who talk shit to me on social media. These niggas gonna need therapy. The fan base is already retarded, so we just expect anything to come out of them. They're gonna say anything. Oh, he aged him out. That's why he knew Bud was gonna be 35. So he for 4 years, if he would have fought Bud back in 1992. Before he went to the Olympics, but we gonna hear a whole bunch of excuses and shit. That's what we gonna hear.
Yeah.
I like I said, patterns. If I seen Earl doing a bunch of talking, I would have been nervous about it. But he ain't. This is what he do. He ain't gonna say much about that.
Not a motherfucking word.
He gonna shut up. Him and Derek, they grinding. They know what's up. And man, it's crazy. The hypocrites. Bomac, you ask Bomac. Listen, he goes to Bomac. The man say anything, you put a mic in front of his face. It depends on what snack he had. If it was savory, he might say one thing. If it was bitter, he might say something else.
Every time I see Bomac, all I think about is Uncle Ruckus.
This
dude some powerful niggatry.
Yeah, this dude. Listen. I want you to think about it. This dude got in front of the camera, right? They said, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think about Errol Spence as a fighter?" Like, well, he ain't got better since the Olympics. So you telling me Errol Spence was a 3-belt world champion back in the Olympics? That what you telling me? That's he's the same exact fighter for back in the Olympics. Now, a couple weeks ago, he said, "Oh yeah, he's a special fighter." Bro, which one is it? Hey, this is what they did. I'm gonna tell you what they did. They watched, and you can look at the track record. Terrence Crawford comes with 147. ESPN is trying to make the fight. They're throwing Errol Spence's name out there to Terrence Crawford. He said he won Keith Thurman. He went and fought Jeff Horn, won the belt. They asked him, who does he want next? He said, Bob, I want everyone to make the fight happen. They go into the Benavidez fight. Bob starts bringing up Errol Spence and all this stuff leading into the fight because he's building it. After the fight, he beats Benavidez. We wait to see what Terrence Crawford said. He says, I want the big fights, make the fight happen. He never said Errol Spence's name. Someone went to Errol Spence. Because I never the timeline perfect. Someone went to Errol Spence and said, Terrence Crawford called you out. Errol Spence said, no, he didn't. He said he want all the champions. He said, if you called me out, he would do what I do to Keith Thurman. He would say my name, like I say Keith Thurman's name. That's what he said. Then we go into the Mikey Garcia fight, and Errol Spence is fucking off, undisciplined, puts on a boxing masterclass, but he doesn't knock out Mikey Garcia. Terrence Crawford is saying Errol Spence's name now. Now, most of the fighters who was watching everyone getting pummeled and crushed by Errol Spence, now that someone didn't, and he was a smaller guy, he was like, oh, man, we could get in the ring with him. And there's rumors of him partying and doing whatever. So Terrence Crawford's a guy who don't drink, don't smoke, who's dedicated to the sport of boxing. He's looking at someone who's slipping.
Allegedly.
He's looking at someone who he feels is slipping and saying we can get him. Bomac comes out, calls him a drunk. Bomac comes out and says Errol Spence drinks so much it fucks up your organs and you're never the same after that. His shit is fucked up, this, that, and the third. These are the things Bomac said. This is what he said, right? Sean Porter fight. Errol Spence goes basically tit for tat, almost life and death with Sean Porter. Living fast. Terrence Crawford said, yeah, I could beat that guy. Got small, drained, fat camps. Yeah, I could beat him. Bring him on. Let's fight. Let's fight him now. Let's fight. Right? But then he fights Danny Garcia after the accident. Errol Spence didn't look the same to me after that. He just dominated Danny with a jab. He just a way better fighter. He a tough motherfucker. Terrence Crawford said, that don't look like the same guy I want to fight him. Now, he got some time. Errol Spence got some time from that accident to actually heal. See, because the only thing that really healed you is time. He got time. The retina gave him even more time for his body to actually heal, to be back to 100%. Soon as he got back to that guy and did his media workout for Ugas, we heard Tim Crawford saying he was on steroids. Remember that? They coming out saying, oh, he on steroids. See, now it's a different ball game. See, now the motherfucker breaking eye sockets and orbital bones that he wasn't talking about is back. And they thought they was going to get the Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter guy. But now it's a whole different ball game. Now they want all the money. They want as much money. They want, and it ain't wrong for it because business is business. But they gearing up for a retirement check. That's what they're gearing up for, because there's a good chance. We say it's a 50-50 fight. A lot of people say it's a 50-50 fight. Well, let's just ask ourselves. Let's ask ourselves this. If it can go either way, if it goes Errol Spence's way, do you think Terrence Crawford is going to be the same fighter after he take that type of beating? A guy coming from 135, like
not at 35 years of age, he won't be.
No. He's going. I guarantee you, if Errol Spence win the fight, there ain't gonna be no rematch.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Ain't gonna be nothing left for this nigga for a rematch.
Oh, I believe that. And
it's gonna tank his confidence because Bud is a very confident person, and he's gonna go out there. He's probably willing to die fighting.
Oh, I do believe in this fight. Whoever they're gonna have to break each other will. Whoever wheels get broken ain't gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you go undefeated. Most undefeated fighters, once they take that first loss, they take a strong fighter, to come back from something like that, depending on how you get beat. You know what I'm saying?
That car accident, I'm telling you, that car accident is gonna work in Earl favor in that fight, because if he gets hurt or if he gets in trouble, he has that experience of what he went through to build himself back from that. What we saw in that picture with him in the emergency room is nothing I think that could happen to him in the ring against Bud. If he was able to go through that process to heal, to the mentality of this guy to climb up 24 flights of stairs straight out the hospital, his mom didn't want to do it, to go to his penthouse, to build himself back up, his body to be in pain, to put himself back in there with a world class fighter like Danny Garcia coming off something like an accident as horrific as that, and to be back to where he is now, to be at peace. This nigga Bud Crawford got some problems, bro. He gonna have to do listen. If Terrence Crawford win, I gotta do nothing but salute that man. To be honest, it would be no excuse for me.
I mean, it could be a Ali Frazier one type shit where the winner looked like the loser. That could happen. It could potentially. But I got Errol watching Bud Crawford. I'm sorry, I got him watching that guy. Just personally, you know. And I said it before. There's days that there are some glaring weaknesses there with Terrence Crawford that I feel like a lot of the fans just don't see. There's some glaring weaknesses, primarily in the southpaw stance. And we know he gets hit in the orthodox stance, which is why he switches. He doesn't switch like Boots does, which is instinctive, and he switches because it's the most efficient and economic thing to do at that particular time, which is why he says, I don't even know when I switch. I just do it. Bud Crawford does it because to hide some weaknesses, and I think he got exposed quite a bit by Sean Porter, and I think that that right hand from Errol Spence is going to do a lot of damage. The right hook, and definitely the jab. So we'll see. But that's just my personal opinion. We'll see.
Well, we're gonna leave it right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's getting late. You know what I'm saying? I gotta deliver this load in the morning. So, you know what I'm saying?
Go get that money, man. Get that money, brother.
I appreciate loyal to the game coming through. I wish you would have came through earlier so I could pick your brain.
Hey, I had a debate on Knockouts channel, and I came straight over here.
Oh, I gotta go check that out. Who they say won?
Oh, well, it was a little biased. They said, I think it was Southern T. It was about Floyd, Tank beating Floyd, and I had to argue on the side of Floyd. We know Floyd got a lot of haters, so you know what I'm saying. No matter what you say, no matter what you say, from a fan perspective, and I get it. It's like from a fan perspective, people don't want to see Tank with Floyd because they feel like they're not getting the fights that they want because he's with Floyd, and all the good fighters at 135 is at top rank, and we know that it's hard for those guys to make fights. However, to say that Floyd isn't the reason why Tank is a star is a whole different story. Like
retarded.
Like Tank is a star because of Floyd, and people say, "Oh no, he's not." Well, I'm just like, well, when Tank was undisciplined and fat and stuff like that, would you have took his 40-pound overweight ass and rolled him in there with Lomachenko when Lomachenko was a legendary fighter at 130? No.
No, he wasn't ready yet. His confidence wasn't ready at that time.
He would have lost, and we know how fickle the boxing world is because he was attached to Floyd. He would act like it was Floyd's first loss, and he would have never lived it down.
He'd have been broken mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Tank wasn't ready until what I'm saying. I say recently he started hitting his stride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To fight somebody like a Lomachenko. And it's not because of his skill, it's because of his mental. You know what I'm saying? He got more confidence now. He's more disciplined now. He's more mature. And so I can see this Tank beating a Lomachenko, but not that one back then. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't ready.
Well, why is he mad? Why is he mad with Floyd? Why is he mad?
Because Floyd is controlling. He's an egomaniac. He's an egomaniac. He's taking over everything. Every time Tank do something, he connects himself to it. He always standing out front asking questions like Tank can't talk. And I've seen Tank. Tank has grown as a speaker. You know what I'm saying? He's very comfortable with the media now, but Floyd's still sitting there like he's a stepchild or something and answering questions and leading the questions for him and putting himself,
Tank is still a little rough around the edges, bro. Keep it real. He still got one foot in the streets.
Yeah, but what fighter ain't? You know what I'm saying? Ain't rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? They expect that. They don't expect the fighter to be all eloquent. You know what I'm saying? So, I think he just tired of Floyd, having a leash around his neck, and he wants to be free. You know what I'm saying? Because he's grown. He's been in this shit for what? For at least 6 years. It's time for him to spread his wings, you know what I'm saying, and be his own man. He ain't gonna be that with Floyd. Floyd always gonna suck all the oxygen, even though he does benefit from being under Floyd and his fame, you know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
But like Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying, it's time to step out. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least just I'm selfish. I'm saying that for selfish reasons because I want to see him fight the best. And he's not gonna do that under Floyd, bro. That's not gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen under Floyd. Floyd is always going to protect him, and he's under that Bob Arum type of format where he's got to fight a Mexican, and you know what I'm saying, and he's going to try to keep him fighting low, you know what I'm saying, low ranked dudes so he can win.
Well, what bigger money fight is there than Ryan Garcia? Let's be honest.
Say that
What
again.
bigger money fight? What bigger money fight is there than Ryan Garcia? And they're trying to make that fight. So I
Well,
mean,
Ryan. Well, think about it. Be real now. Ryan Garcia, even though you're right, Ryan Garcia isn't a star. You know what I'm saying?
the
It's a,
hell he's not. He ain't a
he's
boxing
a, he's
star,
a,
but he is a
he's a,
fighter.
he's a Instagram dude. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen any Ryan Garcia do any astronomical numbers. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
a
He's
real
famous.
Jake Paul.
He's
He's a
famous
real
to
Jake Paul.
he's famous to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we know his story. And then if you look at him, he really haven't done anything incredible in boxing. So what really makes him a star is besides that he's gaining a lot of detractors and everybody want to see him get knocked out by Tank or Devin Haney. That's really why he's famous. You
Well,
know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
whatever works. I'm just saying from the standpoint of if we're being, then Floyd was right. He's like, no, we fuck Lomachenko. There's no money in that shit. Fuck all these other motherfuckers. There's no money in that shit. If Ryan Garcia want it, he can get it. Rolly Romero,
Yeah, but
if he
that's the
want,
safest fight though. Think about it.
well,
Uh,
it is the safest fight, but if we're talking chess, it's the smartest move. If we're talking about getting a guy the highest, the highest paycheck, and that's
mhm,
these guys are prize fighters. The prize comes before the fight, you know.
mhm. I agree with that. I mean, I think he'll make a lot of money with Ryan Garcia just because of the optics of it. You got this pretty boy, so it'll be like Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya fighting all over again. You know what I'm saying? But, look at Ryan. He don't have half the courage or heart or skill set that Oscar De La Hoya had. You know,
No,
he's like he's just missing the Aztec warrior aspect of being Mexican, and that's the thing he's missing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him fight no. I want to see him fight Devin. I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I want to see him fight the best. I think Ryan is he's getting better. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I just think the learning curve is going to be devastating for him because he still fights with his chin up.
yep,
He still makes a lot of rookie mistakes, and I think
yep,
Tank is walking in his season. He's seasoned in his prime, and he's going to eat Ryan ass up once he
very
make
much.
those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Ryan's been locked in enough to really, what I'm saying. But he got size, so that could be something. You know what I'm saying? But I think Tank is just too seasoned. I think he's too, what I'm saying, much into his prime.
He's in the
Same with
beginning of his prime, which is the best part of a fighter's, you know.
right.
Yeah,
And Devin too. You know what I'm saying? Devin, he stays fighting, and I think Ryan just behind the curve right now. He's just
I
food
still
right
don't
now.
think Devin's in his prime, as scary as that sounds. I still don't think he's in his prime yet.
Well, when I
That's
when
just
I
me.
say when I say prime, when like when a person's locked in and all they doing is boxing and they making weight and you know what I'm saying, and they doing all the right things, you know what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Not the
Right.
actual prime, but when
And I
just
don't
like
think Tank.
just like
You think
Errol,
Tank can get better? You think Tank can get how much better do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? Where do you think he is in the maturation process? I say he's about a 9. I say he's a 9, 9.5. Me personally.
Well,
Tank.
he's got dimensional problems. You know what I'm saying? He's short, he's small, so he can
That ain't
only
gonna
do.
change.
Well, I'm just saying, he's got to pick his spots and do what he can do. And I think he's figured that out. When I saw him walk down Mario's Boreals, I was so impressed. That dude and his
Agreed.
size at
Yeah.
140. So his strength is his boxing IQ. You know what I'm saying? his boxing
Yes.
IQ is on another level, but his dimensions is what's keeping him behind the curve. You know what I'm saying? Being small, he's got the weight, he's got the counter punch. Where if he was bigger, he could be more offensive. So
His fall is gonna be very hard, and I've always alluded to that. The fact that his the physical attributes unfortunately just are not there. He's short. They have to handpick his fights, and that will be that way until the end of his career. Skills wise, and weight wise, yeah, he could go to 147. But what do you really expect from this guy? I mean, um, at 140 max, and he's short, and he's got short arms, and he's short, and that's that. So I
well,
think
I think if he's going to fight Stevenson, he better do it at the height of his athletic ability,
a thousand
because
percent, a
because if he
thousand
waits,
percent.
because he already has he's challenged, saying physically is dimensionally, he's challenged. So if he don't challenge him right now, or maybe in the next 2 years, he better leave that kid alone, because he's just going to get better at that distance control. Right now, I think Tank is crafty enough to get him. You know what I'm saying, in the ring, but he wait 1 or 2 years, man. It's going to be a wrap for that. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Yeah,
think that's a horrible. I think Devin and Shakur are both horrible, horrible matchups for Tank Davis, even right now. Horrible, nightmare, atrocious matchups for him right now.
yeah, yeah. But man, but like I said, he got that power. You know what I'm saying, and he has the explosiveness to be able to catch either one of them. But he has to do it when he's at the peak of his athletic ability. He can't wait till he start being in decline. You know what I'm saying? He'll never hit them boys like that. Them boys way too elusive. You know what
So
I'm saying?
do we see Devin uh, uh, and Shakur at 140, or do we see it at 147?
Devin, you said Devin and Shakur? Yeah, it'd probably be at 140 or something like that. I don't think Devin gonna stick around at 135 after you get that
Well, no,
Lomachenko
he's
fight.
gone. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. But I think his uh his Hall of Fame if you will be at 147. When Boots leaves and goes to 154, it'll be at 147. Shakur, I don't know. He seems awful fucking big, bro. He got stretch marks on his fucking.
Oh, I could see Shakur going up to 147. I could see him, but the good thing about him being, what I'm saying, this young back there, what I'm saying, all them guys like Boots, they'll be gone. It's going to be interesting for Devin though, at 140, because he's going to be fighting all the good guys at 140. You know what I'm
Pro
saying?
grade
Regis,
Taylor,
yes,
right?
sir. He's going to be. I don't know. Taylor may probably. I think he's going to move to 147. I don't think he's going to stick around to 140.
Shit, and go fuck with Boots.
Well, he don't have to, because he's at top rank. So, what I'm saying, he can definitely duck
Who the fuck he
Boots.
gonna fight if he want
Shit,
belts?
Zapata. You got Zapata. You got fighters in there he can fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
Bob will match him up with other guys that was at 140 before over there.
right. You know what I'm saying? White guys don't have to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to fight the best. They can just fight whoever's available. You see what I'm saying? Their only black fighters got to fight the best, the very best. So
Interesting
Devin.
point.
You know what I'm saying? They could put Taylor in there with John Brown, and nobody would say shit. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you think Taylor beat Prograde? I didn't think that when I watched the fight at first, but I went back and watched it. He won that. Taylor won it. He won
Yeah,
that
but
fight.
I don't think he'd run it back.
Fuck no.
I don't think he'd run it back. See, and that's what's missing from boxing right now. So people are escaping by, and it's controversial, and they don't want to have the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to run it back. And see, we're used to that from our generation. If it
Right.
was a close fight, you run it back, because you want
Right.
to prove that you don't want to just eke by. You want to, hey, I could beat this guy. Floyd used to run his fights back if it was controversial.
He damn sure said it. He said, "If listen, if they want it, we could do it again. We could do it again."
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking that shit about Ortiz talking about, you know what I'm saying, if you
Oh,
think if
Castillo.
wasn't it yeah, Victor Ortiz, you know what I'm saying? He was talking to Larry Merchant when he said you don't know shit about boxing. Oh
Yeah.
boy, that was
Madonna.
hilarious. Yes,
Madonna.
sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, that
Thousand
was a tough
percent.
fight for Floyd. You know what I'm
Thousand
saying?
percent. Yeah.
Right. So, but we don't have that kind of boxing no more. It's turning into, a showcase business fight, and it's turning
Well,
into exhibitions. You know what I'm saying?
well,
That's what's happening.
I don't never knock, and this is the businessman in me, the corporate guy in me. I don't ever knock a guy for going for the money. I mean, any fight could be your last. Pritchard Cologne, Dooku Kim, and there have been others. I don't ever knock a guy for going. Get your money, man. Get your
Hey,
money.
get your money, but like Florida he'll have a shitty fight in there, but he's gonna fight his legacy fights. That's the problem. We getting those kind of money fights, but we're not getting the legacy fights. We're not having enough of them, and they're not fighting enough to have legacy fights. Look at
But
Crawford.
there's not. But the quality of fighters once you get outside of the top, really the top two or three, is not even close though in any
Yeah, but
division.
can we get those fights? Can we get Crawford to fight Ugas? Can we get Crawford to fight Danny Garcia? Can we get Crawford to fight Thurman? You know what I'm saying? Can we get
Danny
everybody to
fucking
fight everybody?
Garcia, bro. Danny
Yeah,
motherfucking. I don't man. I love Danny, but nah, bro.
man. I
He's the
mean, but
runt.
but but
He's the Roberto
if
Duran of the
you if
of the
you in the
horsemen.
top if you in the top 10, I want to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what we used to see is you know what I'm saying. Until you designate a gatekeeper, you know what I'm saying. We want to see everybody fight everybody, and we're missing that. We're missing a whole. We're getting a lot of empty
Well, that's the
spots.
trade off. That's the trade off for fighters, for no name fighters getting a million, getting 1.25, getting
Yeah, I
800,000,
mean,
100,000. That's the trade off.
look how much money Gamboa is making just because he's not a threat. You know what I'm saying? Look how much money Yildirim, made because he's not a threat. You see what I'm saying? You
Right.
know, so these
Right.
fighters they making money the reverse way. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because they're
that's
not
that's
a
that's the
threat.
trade off, and that's the trade off. I mean, you can thank years of black fighters getting fucked for that. So
Yeah, so.
no.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it on up, man. I appreciate Mr. Norris coming through and loyal to the game in the building, bro. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate you, bro. I always like picking your brain, bro. Your boxing mind. Carl Brown, thank you for coming through, my brother. Go Flow, you know what I'm saying? Cash Crypto, Jay Smith, JD, Suge Knight Cigar, and JV. T_20. You know what I'm saying? Ronaldo Mitchell. I thank all y'all. Jay Cooley. Appreciate y'all for coming through. And we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. And we'll chop it up again. You know what I'm saying? And peace, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's Pool Counter Boxing, man. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And remember what I say, y'all. Law don't go around here, law, dog. Just savvy. See you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.